tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will have an FWA World Heavyweight Championship match for you. That's something to look forward to, and plenty of more action before then. But very, very quickly, we have the rules of the FWA. First of all, the pile driver is banned. Second of all, there's a special card system in the FWA. When a referee has to give a wrestler a public warning, he will do so by producing a yellow card. That's for the first warning. For the second and final warning, he will produce a red card. And from there, a wrestler will be automatically disqualified. Now, in a tag team match, it is only the individual who will be warned or disqualified, not the tag team. All right, with that in mind, are we ready for our first contest? FWA! FWA! FWA!
What's this from? Oh no! The abdomen first into that steel chain wrapped around the top rope. There's not a lot of give on those ropes either. You can tell by the reaction of Travis to being dropped on there. You see him clutching his midsection.
Do you think FWA officials will think twice about signing another no disqualification match after the brutality we've seen here?
Well, they're going to have to review the tape at least, because you've got to think. It's one thing to get a clear result, but you've got to think about your team's health, your wrestler's health. Hang on, that's Flying Ryan and Shane Spiral. That's the Daredevil Dragons. Spiral, kick to the face of Stixx. Well, they've got their own issues to settle with Stixx and Malin. These two made their debut against Stixx and Malin back in September, and they nearly beat them. Flying Ryan does what his name says.
Stixx caught him.
Shane Spiral. The shooting star press. My goodness. My goodness. Only in the FWA will you see something like that. Shane Spiral and Flying Ryan, the Daredevil Dragons, just took out the heavyweight House of Pain.
They're not called the Daredevil Dragons for nothing, Dave. That was awe-inspiring. What more can we see in this match?
Oh, Stixx, oh my! A boot to the face of Flying Ryan from Stixx, almost decapitated this youngster. How is Shane Spiral standing up after the impact with which he hit that shooting star press? Oh my, dear God, Stixx with another clothesline.
I think we're going to need help for that young man.
That's Sam Bailey. Super styling Sam Bailey from Retropop. Another one of the men who Stixx and Malin have issues with from the past few months. They injured Dave. Oh, here's Dave Rain. Dave Rain, the man who got concussed back at New Frontiers, and a kick below the belt from Retro Dave Rain.
And what an evil cackle from Dave Rain. Clearly he's been knocked loopy by all the concussions that have happened to him. Clearly Dave Rain, it's plain, he's gone insane.
Dave Rain doesn't look like he's all there.
And now he's got a chain.
Shane Spiral has a chain. I tell you, this is karma and then some. All three of the teams who Stixx and Malin have attacked so brutally, who they've dropped on their heads in recent months, are fighting back en masse, and they're tying Stixx to the entranceway. They're tying Stixx to the entranceway.
They can't do this. It's 4 against 1, and that's left Malin in the ring 2 against 1.
Well, this is fantastic. Malin is about to get his comeuppance, and there is no disqualification tonight, Paul Malin. Stixx can't help you now. Finally, the weasel has been sniffed out of his hole.
Look at these bunch of ingrates. Look at Dave Rain, that 80s throwback in the middle of a chain reaction here in Broxbourne. And this isn't going to end well for Paul Mayland.
Stixx is trying to break himself free. He's shaking this entranceway. Oh, look at that. A running neckbreaker onto the back of Martin Kirby. There's the cover. Oh, Maitland kicked out.
Come on, Stixx, we need to see the Herculean strength of the heavyweight House of Pain. He needs to snap those chains with his bare hands. Look at Dave Rain taunting him. Dave Rain's lost the plot completely. I bet it was all him. He's the ringleader. I bet he started this. I bet he came up with this twisted plan.
The Daredevil Dragons are playing cheerleader for Project Ego. Retro Pop as well. Oh, they are enjoying this. Paul Mayland is being taken apart systematically by Project Ego. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Greg? Travis just said they're going to put Mayland on the critical list.
They wouldn't.
Oh my.
They couldn't.
They're doing it. They are doing it right now.
They shouldn't.
At British Uproar.
They're gonna.
It is payback. It is payback as Mayland is dropped
on his head.
Yes.
On his head, Dave. He dropped him on his head. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the no DQ match, Project Ego!
I think, Greg, that was the back of the neck. Well, calm down. Now calm down. Greg Lambert, my broadcast partner, smashing the table in disbelief. Well, payback, Mr. Mayland. Payback, Mr. Stixx. Project Ego just dropping Paul Mayland on the back of his neck and putting him on the critical list to finally pick up a decisive win over the bad boys from Nottingham tonight at the biggest British wrestling show of the year. What a brawl, what a fight, a straight out fight tonight at British Uproar.
So, once we film this one, we're done, yeah?
Who are you? Who are you? I don't care! Get the hell out of my locker room! You listen up, and you listen up good. The entire FWA Tag Team Division. You want to mess with Stixx and Mayland? You want to gang up on a 6-on-1? No more Mr. Nice Guys. We're going to go through everybody like you've never felt before. Anybody, bring it on!
Marty, you right? See Marty?
Does he look like he's here?
Get out. You got 5 seconds, right? You little boy, right? We're not in good moods. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not scared.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is a singles bout set for 1 fall. This is a special challenge match. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing at this time, hailing from Nottingham, winning tonight at 18 stone and coming to the ring with his tag team partner, Mayland. This is the heavyweight House of Pain, known as Stixx.
The FWA is in Wolverhampton, where tonight first blood will be shed in a struggle that could define British wrestling for a generation. It's time to choose a side. It's time to stand up and be counted. It's time to draw battle lines. Dave Bradshaw here along with Greg Lambert, and Greg, the first defence of the FWA World Heavyweight title will take place in this very ring tonight.
Absolutely, Bradshaw. What a way we ended British Uproar last time with a new World Heavyweight Champion, the Governor Martin Stone, and then Martin Stone very much dropped a bombshell. His opponent tonight, Leroy Kincaide, he very much made a stand, and those two forces are going to collide in the main event tonight at Battle Lines.
Well, speaking of a force to be reckoned with, you're looking at one there. He is the heavyweight house of pain, Stixx, most regularly, of course, in a tag team with Malin in recent months, but tonight in singles action.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent. He hails from Masbury, Kent. Ladies and gentlemen, he wears in tonight at 12 and a half stone. I'm going to play with his tag team partner, Marty Skull. He's representing the leaders of the new school. This is Zack Jr.
He's one half of one of the hottest tag teams in Britain today, but also a very accomplished singles wrestler in his own right. This is going to be a hell of a match for Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, absolutely. He's also a man, Dave Bradshaw, who wandered into the wrong place at the wrong time after British Uproar. He went into Stixx and Malin's dressing room after they had lost the biggest match of their career against Project Ego. They were not in a good mood. That's how this match came about. And Zack Sabre Jr. is going to find out that tonight, once again, in the Wolverhampton Civic Hall, he is in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Says all you need to know about Stixx and Malin, that they would challenge someone to a match and be furious with them for accidentally walking into the wrong dressing room. Unbelievable. Anyway, regardless of how this match came about, a very interesting comparison here. Both Stixx and Sabre Jr., I should say, are accomplished tag team wrestlers, as we said. Stixx and Malin only just suffering their first defeat here. Leaders, meanwhile, for their part, picking up tag titles around the UK, but both of those teams are on a two-match losing streak coming into this singles match tonight, so it's important for either Sabre Jr. or Stixx to pick up a win.
You're absolutely right, and this is where I feel that, and I always talk about controlled anger. Stixx is angry with Zack Sabre Jr. He's angry in general after what happened to him when Stixx and Malin were ganged up on 6 and 2. And what's going on here? Marty Skull's disappearing.
Skull is
like
being ejected. Malin hasn't been taken out of it. Well, now he has. Well, Malin was mocking Marty Skull for being thrown out. But as it turns out, we're going to have... fair is fair, I guess. Chris Roberts is going to send out Malin as well. We are going to have a one-on-one contest. I mean, what did Malin think was going to happen? As soon as Skull got kicked out, he couldn't shortly have thought that he was going to be allowed to stay. What kind of decision would that have been? He's not the brightest, is he? Not the sharpest tool in the drawer.
Obviously, they failed to fill in their licensed cornerman paperwork, Dave.
Well, it helps if you can spell your own name.
I was explaining before Chris Roberts threw out Marty Skull and Paul Malin, that Stixx is an angry man at the moment. And understandably, I mean, at British Uproar, he lost a bet, endured that no disqualification war. He has to control his anger tonight, though, if he's going to beat Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, Sabre Jr. is channeling his anger very well. Look at that flurry of kicks and chops to Stixx. Oh, and now Stixx takes down Sabre Jr. with a shoulder block.
You know, there, just in the first 10 or 15 seconds of the match, you've seen the exact dichotomy of this contest. You've got Sabre Jr., who is a great striker, also a submission specialist, but he is going to have to use all of those skills to overcome the much more powerful man, Stixx.
Look at the fury on the face of the heavyweight house of pain, and no wonder. The man was attacked during that match we were talking about at British Uproar. He and Malin were wrestling Project Ego. They got attacked by the Daredevil Dragons. They got attacked by Retropop. And then Stixx got chained to the entranceway like some kind of zoo beast. I mean, what's all that about?
Well, my heart bleeds. It was beautiful karma, I would say, but Sabre Jr. takes down Stixx, rolls him through, he's got the shoulders down, interesting pinning predicament, but he only gets 2. Instantly Sabre, he went for the kick, Stixx grabs him, what an incredible fast pace in this contest. And Sabre Jr. with a kick to the chest of Stixx. Stixx to the outside.
He bills himself as the hardest kicker in European wrestling. Stixx had the first one scouted, he couldn't get out of the way, the second one though, and here comes Zack Sabre Jr.
Stixx saw it coming. Watch out, the bomb! Here comes Sabre with a kick! Well, Stixx took a little too long congratulating himself. Sabre is still on the apron. The danger's still not gone for the heavyweight House of Pain. There's another... Oh no, Stixx grabs him this time. And Sabre lands hard on his back. Clothesline now. Man, what a frenetic pace to this opener at Battle Lines.
You said it earlier, Bradshaw. Both men have a lot to prove. Both men are finding themselves on the wrong end of a bit of a losing streak at the moment. This is a hugely important match.
I said at the start how both of these guys, aside from their tag team careers, have both had very, very accomplished singles careers. Stixx has been dominating heavyweight divisions up and down the UK for years. Sabre Jr. for his part, just 22 years of age, already had so many accolades, the Rising Star Award at the Wrestling Observer Awards in 2008, a Match of the Year candidate that year against Bryan Danielson as well.
Daniel Bryan, wrestling fans will now know him, certainly. I'll tell you something, Bradshaw, I think you're actually quite lucky that Paul Malin got thrown out after what you called him on commentary at British Football. You called that man a weasel. Do you remember that? I was watching the DVD the other day, available now on the British Football DVD, and you called that man a weasel.
Stixx with a cover. It does sound like something I may have said.
Paul Malin is not a weasel. Paul Malin is a brave individual who was left in the ring after Retro Pop and Daredevil Dragons attacked Stixx at British Uproar, 2 against 1 against Project Ego, and he fought valiantly, and he deserved more praise than you were willing to give him.
A weasel caught in a trap. Sabre Jr. is struggling to escape this front face lock. He saw Stixx pounding him on the back. Oh, Sabre, he tried to, I think, escape. Oh, he's got him in a submission hold. Look at Sabre hold on. The tenacity of this young man is unbelievable as Stixx is struggling. He's still on his feet at the moment. That's the lower body, the leg strength of Stixx is what's keeping him up.
Fascinating clash of styles here in this opening match at Battle Lines. You've got the submission, the strike, the hybrid style of Zack Sabre Jr. and just basically the straight-ahead power of the heavyweight House of Pain.
Oh, there is that power. Sabre Jr. landing hard on his front.
I'll tell you something though, Zack Sabre Jr. would make a mistake if he thought that Stixx was all about brawn. This man is calculating, he has brains. We've seen that the way he's been able to scout some of the kicks of Zack Sabre Jr. He's been one step ahead, and he's certainly one step ahead at the moment.
Come on, Zack! Come on! Leader of the new school!
Now, though this is a singles match, you've got to be thinking both of these guys at the back of their minds have that tag team title tournament. There's rumours circulating about when some kind of tournament is going to begin to crown tag team champions here in the FWA. We don't have any official confirmation, but it's coming soon. Both of these guys know they need to get their win back. Oh, Sabre's going for that cross arm breaker. Stixx with the power of Stixx. Forearm to the face. Dear God.
One single punch and the match turns round. I'll tell you something, Zack Sabre Jr. may find, in normal circumstances, his cross-arm breaker submission may not work against a man with the tree-trunk arms of Stixx. But after Stixx is chained by those biceps to the entranceway at British Uproar, those arms must be weakened. Zack Sabre Jr. knows this.
A month to recover.
Have you ever been, have you ever had your arms tied up by a solid steel chain?
I have.
Like some kind of wild animal. How do you know how much that takes out of you? Are you an expert in the human anatomy?
I humbly apologise for thinking that being tied up with a chain for, 5 minutes would not render him unable to use his arms a month after the fact. But you're right, I'm no doctor. Stixx.
I'll tell you something though, speaking of the human anatomy, Zack Sabre Jr. comes into this match with a couple of injuries. I know he's got he let this slip. I was listening round corners, clandestine sort of reporting, as the truth tends to do, and I know that Zack Sabre Jr. has a bit of a hand injury coming into this match, and he's also got a bit of a bruise. You can see a heavy bruise on his left leg, which he's been favouring at times in this match.
Well, doesn't seem to have missed a step as a result of any of those injuries. Another thing that Sabre Jr. has injured, I guess, is his pride after losing that 2 out of 3 series at Decider at British Uproar. What's this now from Stixx? Northern Exposure beating the leaders in that best of 3. Sabre won't have forgotten that. He's going for that. He's got an abdominal stretch. Sabre is trying to stretch Stixx and maybe force a submission, but Stixx, he's relying on his power, going to try and get out of this.
Smart move by Sabre Jr. working on the arms again.
Stixx threw him off. Again Sabre, straight back into the abdominal stretch.
It's almost an octopus hold, that one, Dave. Very, very effective, extremely painful.
In fact, if you look, no part of Zack Sabre Jr. is touching the floor. His entire body weight is just on top of Stixx, stretching out his body. Stixx with that power again. It's just power versus tenacity, a straight up fight here. Sabre, Stixx was going for that side slam. Sabre countered, again into the stretch.
Right back into it. I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Zack Sabre Jr. here. I don't think he's going to get a submission out of Stixx, but what he's doing is wearing him down. He's putting his body weight on Stixx, he's stretching back the shoulder, and that's going to take its toll in a long match. And obviously that's what Zack Sabre Jr. needs to try and do, is take Stixx, the bigger man, into a long match.
Big boot to the face. Sabre is... Oh, Sabre got caught! He got caught hard and dropped hard. Stixx is reeling as well. You've got to think Stixx would have gone for the cover if he had a bit more of his wits about him at the moment.
That was a black hole in the black country here in Wolverhampton from the heavyweight House of Pain. And he's looking to finish this match off now while Zack Sabre Jr. is incapacitated.
Don't forget, Joey Hayes thought Sabre Jr. was knocked out in Sabre's last singles match. That was a hot wired. Sabre came back from nowhere, applied the cross arm breaker that night. Can he come back here?
That's it, break him down, Stixx. Meaty forearm to the lower back, and then huge knee to the side of the head. And what are these idiots in Wolverhampton chanting now? Knock him out, Sabre. It's going to take more than one of these measly little kicks to take out Stixx.
There are welts opening up all across the body of Zack Sabre Jr. Some of those weren't there at the start of the match. Stixx is delivering some real punishment to this young man. Stixx stops to taunt the crowd. He may pay for it. There's those kicks of fury from Zack Sabre Jr. Sabre to the ropes, and again. Oh, and Stixx once again. And Sabre is out on his feet after that. Oh no, he's not. Sabre ducks a clothesline. Running kick to the side of the head. Sabre rolls into a victory roll. Did he get no? Only 2.
Only a 2, that's right. I'll tell you what, Zack Sabre Jr., the left hand is hurt, the right hand certainly wasn't. What a right hand that was, it almost rattled Stixx's teeth.
And Sabre going for the victory roll again. This time Stixx catches him. Sabre needs to be careful, his shoulders were down for 2. Rolling in, and now he's got the arm.
He's going for the cross arm breaker, or is he?
No, crucifix pin by Sabre.
Oh, my word.
This is a hell of a match, a hell of an opening contest tonight in Wolverhampton.
Do you know, Zack Sabre Jr., I don't often give him credit or the leaders credit, but I'm seeing improvements from him tonight. I've seen smart wrestling. Faked the cross arm breaker, which he knew Stixx would be going for. Instead, rolled him into a pin combination, and then there's that huge kick again.
And here he comes again. Sabre, oh no, he's caught, no, he's not caught. Cross arm breaker by Sabre. Will Stixx tap? Will Stixx have to tap? Right in the middle of the ring. Sabre is cinching back, cinching hard, trying to hyperextend the elbow.
And now we'll find out if those octopus holds earlier on, those kicks, those strikes have worn Stixx down sufficiently in the late stages of the match. Has Stixx got the stamina? Has he got the heart to fight out of his cross arm breaker now?
He's trying to. Sabre Jr. did not have that arm hyperextended. It wasn't straight. Stixx able to keep his elbow bent on a powerbomb.
Well, I'm impressed with both men here. That was a real gut check there for the Sheriff of Nottingham. The heavyweight house of pain, showing why he is the pure powerhouse of the FWA.
This crowd fully absorbed by everything that's going on here. What a great
wait just a minute. Cross arm breaker again, Dave.
Sabre's just kicking. He's got the arm again. It's an inverted cross arm breaker. Trying to bend the arm the other way now. Look at Stixx screaming in pain. He hasn't given up, not yet. Again, he's trying to power out. He's on one leg. He's on his feet. Stixx picks up Sabre. My goodness, look at the strength.
Oh, that was absolutely fantabulous there. I just made up a word, Dave, to describe that. I think it was required.
Well, refs called the. I think Sabre is out. It landed hard on the back of his head.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match as a result of a knockout, the heavyweight house of pain, Stixx.
So Stixx declared the winner by a referee stoppage. Zack Sabre Jr. powerbomb for 2 or 3 times as he had tried to apply the cross arm breaker. And that last time he really did land hard on the back of his head. Referee Chris Roberts determining Sabre Jr. unable to intelligently defend himself and called the match in favour of the heavyweight house of pain.
Well, I told you that Zack Sabre Jr. went into this match with a couple of undisclosed injuries. Minor injuries, absolutely, but the beating that he took combined with those minor injuries, basically Zack Sabre Jr.'s body just gave out on him as a result of that powerbomb. And what a performance by the heavyweight house of pain to survive the cross arm breaker, not once, but twice. And with every single amount of strength he could muster, he just absolutely devastated Zack Sabre Jr. right there.
Still take nothing away from this youngster, one half of the leaders of the new school, Sabre Jr. So tenacious, just absolutely refusing to admit that he was overpowered by Stixx, continuously, repeatedly trying to earn that unlikeliest of submissions. And Craig, I think he came very close to doing it.
The kid impressed me, Dave. There's no two ways about it, but ultimately, who gets the hand raised, who gets the lion's share of the purse money, and who gets back on the winning streak? That's the heavyweight house of pain, Stixx.
Well, Sabre Jr. being helped to his feet. He wants more. He didn't want this to be ended. Nonetheless, Sabre Jr. gonna have to live the fight another day. The leaders of the new school, Stixx and Malin, both of them headed for the tag title tournament, but right now, another title.
Ladies and gentlemen,
1 second here.
wasn't his name, but let's hear it one more time for Zack Sabre Jr.
Our ring announcer asking the crowd to applaud Zack Sabre Jr. But as I was saying, Greg, we're going into another title now, the second match of our flyweight title round robin.
Absolutely, Bubblegum versus El Ligero. Good friends, normally tag team partners, at least they have been on the British scene. Tonight, it's all about every man for himself though, Dave.
And as these two best friends prepare to fight, it's a match that Ligero in particular can't afford to lose, having already lost one match in this tournament to RJ Singh, and Singh has promised, despite that match, it is not over between those two.
FWA! FWA! FWA!
To where I come from now, I'll knock you out, Bradshaw. I'm a writer, not a fighter, but I'll knock you out.
I am quaking. Ligero up high. Goes for a senton bomb. Singh tries to charge him. Here's Adil Khan. He has no business being on the apron.
Referee Tommy Stevens distracted. Oh! That's the final cut right there, Dave.
What happened? I didn't see what happened.
Oh, what happened was the director told RJ Singh to cover him. 1, 2, 3, Jai-ho!
Well,
the Bollywood Dream gets the first win in the round robin tournament.
My view was blocked, as the referee's was, ironically, by Adil Khan getting onto the ring apron, but well, that director, look at the way he's dancing and celebrating. It's an interesting take on Bhangra dancing.
RJ Singh has delivered the coup de grace for El Ligero.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match in the Flyweight round robin tournament, RJ Singh.
That's quite right, ring announcer, as I was about to say. He's taken everything away from El Ligero.
Well, no,
Cut off the horns, and now he's beaten him at British Uproar. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
Now what's he doing? I was going to say a more accurate statement would have been to say the winners of this match, RJ Singh and those 3 henchmen he's got out here. And now, Russian leg sweep. Well, this is
Indian leg sweep, I think you'll find.
Now what's he doing? Singh is saying, oh, what? No. Please tell me RJ Singh did not just say what I think he said to Adil Khan.
Adil, get the scissors.
Adil Khan looks a little bit reluctant, to say the least, to do something as extreme as knees. Well, I think knees to the groin by El Ligero. It looked like Singh was going to try and put him back in that camel clutch type move. There's the C4L from the Mexican sensation. And well, before there was any chance for Singh to continue stalking his prey and possibly cut the horns off another El Ligero mask, Ligero fights back. And there's that mask that was defaced so horrendously back at Hotwired.
I think this is a case of closing the stable door, though, Dave. Too little, too late for El Ligero.
Ligero making a statement. He may not have won the match, but he has won the fight against RJ Singh, and he has reclaimed the horns that were brutally stolen from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for El Ligero.
Don't tell me to calm down, okay? Don't tell me to calm down.
RJ, why are you so angry? Shouldn't you be celebrating right now?
Yeah, you're right, Richard. I should be celebrating, but I'm not. Because when it was my time to celebrate, El Ligero decides to lay me out. So El Ligero, here's a warning. If you think what I did to your stupid little mask was something, you wait and see what I do to you next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is part of the FWA Flyweight Championship Round Robin Tournament. This is a singles match set for 1 fall. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen, from Wolverhampton, with his tonight, Iron Storm, this is Bubblegum!
You're looking at a man who has spent his entire career fighting the odds, and a couple of months ago he came within a hair of making it to the final of the FWA World Heavyweight title tournament. He didn't quite make that, but tonight he could make his first leap towards the Flyweight title.
Absolutely, here he is, the Peter Pan pipsqueak of British wrestling, as I like to call him. Bubblegum. Tonight, you're right, he's been making a bit of a reputation as something of a giant killer. Defeated Dave Moralez, defeated Joel Redman, took Andrew Simmons to the limit in that World Heavyweight title tournament. Tonight, wrestling someone of his own size and someone he knows very well, Dave.
Indeed, a challenge of a different kind for Bubblegum tonight. Not a man who outweighs him, but a man who knows him better perhaps than he knows himself.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent.
Mexican sensation, one of the best wrestlers of any size in the United Kingdom. But El Ligero has spent the last several months tormented by RJ Singh. Can he put that behind him tonight and finally get a win in his second match of the Flyweight tournament?
Well, this is absolutely probably last chance saloon for El Ligero tonight. I mean, you're right, RJ Singh leads the flyweight round robin standings. He defeated El Ligero at British Uproar, and there's only 3 matches. Each wrestler only wrestles 3 singles matches in this round robin tournament, Dave. So if Ligero loses tonight to Bubblegum, surely he's got no chance of winning the title.
Indeed,
surely.
He is mathematically out of this if he does not win here.
Ring them out.
As you say, with just 3 matches each, even losing 1 is a big deal. So I don't think Bubblegum is thinking this is a match that he can afford to lose either. These 2 guys, normally a fun-loving duo. They've tagged up and down the country together, but this isn't going to be fun and games tonight. A highly competitive match, you've got to think, between these 2.
Absolutely, I actually saw these 2 wrestle one of the other very infrequent times El Ligero will wrestle each other in Morecambe last year, and it was a phenomenal match. Dave, if this match can live up to it, then Wolverhampton fans are going to be in for something very special.
Both men known for their fast, high-risk, offensive style, but you see both are taking it a little easy, just very cautious based on the fact that they know each other so well. Ligero is rolling Bubblegum into a pin. He gets the shoulder down, only 1.5. See the look of relief on Bubblegum's face. He knows he got caught there for a second.
How do you say you approach a match like this then, Dave? If you're wrestling somebody who, you hang out with, you travel up and down the country with, you get on with really well, and you obviously they probably go around to each other's houses. I realise that Guadalajara or Sancho, Mexico is a long way for Bubblegum to fly, and Bubbaville only has a population of 1, but even so, I'm sure they've hung out together at each other's homes.
Ligero went for the C4L, double drop kick. And there is an example of how well they know each other.
Serious point though, Dave. I mean, especially in Ligero's position, he has to win. I mean, sure, if it was me, I would throw all this friendship nonsense out the window, and I would just win by any means necessary.
Well, that's why you're not getting the kind of crowd reception that El Ligero and Bubblegum are getting. I think if it was me, I would maybe try and add some moves to my arsenal that my opponent doesn't know I have. Try and perhaps sneak a win rather than try and win a decisive knockout win or hit your finishing move, which your opponent will know so well.
Come on, Bradshaw. I mean, you don't really... I mean, you're just basically disproving all this friendship nonsense right here. If these 2 guys were really true friends, then surely they would be able to forgive and forget. They would understand if their opponent had to, maybe go that extra mile more than they normally would have to win the match. But no.
Well, what do you mean by go the extra mile? If you're talking about have the better conditioning and be able to last a little bit longer, then maybe you're right, but I don't think that is what you mean, is it?
No, I think they should just batter each other into submission. I think they should try to hurt each other. That's personally. That is the way you win a match, Dave Bradshaw. The stakes are high here,
How many friends do you have? I'll give you a little while to count. Bubblegum goes for the kick and double drop kick. Again, both men go for it.
As one of the greatest commentators in wrestling history would say, a friend in need is a pest. Notice I said 1 on. Obviously, he's not as good as me. Of course.
Bubblegum with the side headlock.
The other question I have for you, Dave, is that rectus abdominis injury that Bubblegum suffered several months ago. Surely that's healed by now. You're going on about Stixx and Sabre Jr. injuries healing in the last match.
Well, hang on.
Hang on.
This was
not
an entirely different situation. He had ripped muscles, ripped tendons, I think. And then, of course, he had the incident against Andrew Simmons where he was stretched out in the Boston Crab. As Bubblegum goes for the cover and he gets 2.
I just think he had too many sweets, personally. Probably indigestion.
What have you got against Bubblegum? Constantly, you come out here and mock the guy.
And again, El Ligero's digestive habits aren't anything to write home about. I mean, tacos and chili will probably be cleaning up in this ring after this match. Tell you what, Jamie Oliver would have a field day with these 2.
Stereotypes are alive and well in the northwest of England, I see. Ligero trying to grab the leg of his friend. Gets the other one. Bubblegum pushes him off. Oh, I think Ligero tried to jump over the top. Bubblegum was trying to get it with an arm drag, and Ligero.
Oh, look at that, see? Friend my rear end. El Ligero wanted to take advantage of the rectus abdominis injury with a moonsault landing right on the ribs of Bubblegum, but he missed.
Bubblegum taken out, Tilden well. Ligero hooks the leg. Bubblegum kicks out again.
What does El Ligero have under his carpet?
What?
Underlay.
Where do you get that one?
Let's watch the match, Bradshaw. What a great match it is as well.
Good to see you kept your Christmas crackers this year. Ligero applying that rear chin lock. You know, I want to pick up on something else you said as well a minute ago, Greg. You were saying it's, you know, unsportsmanlike. I think you were insinuating a Bubblegum to try and focus on that injury. As long as it's done in a way that's within the rules of the match, of course you're allowed to focus on an opponent's injury.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's fine, but you're trying to say they're all going to be nicey-nicey and
I'm not saying
friendly.
be nicey-nicey. This is going to be a highly competitive match, as it has been so far. Bubblegum with a shoulder thrust into that abdomen. Rolls into the ring, off the rope. Bubblegum goes underneath. Next time he gets the drop kick. Now, my point is this, Greg. Of course you're going to focus if there's a weakness in your opponent, but within the rules, within the spirit of a competitive contest.
El Ligero has got to wake up in the morning, look himself in the mirror, think, goodness me, what a ridiculous mask. And then he's got to think, if he loses this match tonight, where do I go? Where does my career go from here? And he will regret not taking every single possible opportunity to win this match if he fails to win tonight. I'm telling you that now.
Well, you're right as far to this extent, Greg. I mean, the flyweight title is, I think, the most prestigious title of its weight class anywhere in Europe. It's such a lineage. The FWA title started, flyweight title starting several years ago now, before the company took a hiatus in 2007, and now we're going to crown a new champion.
And I think we've probably got the 4 best flyweights in the country in the round robin. These 2 guys right here in the ring. And of course, the Bollywood dream RJ Singh himself, and the rock star Spud, who's also now the #1 contender to the British flyweight title.
Well, I'm still yet to hear that has been confirmed, that impromptu match last month at British Uproar, where Spud bought his way into a #1 contendership match for a title he may yet win anyway. Very bizarre, and we're yet to see whether that victory is going to be officially recognised by FWA management. Bubblegum goes for that spinning kick. Ligero. Ligero tried to grab the head. He gets it on the second time of asking and takes down Bubblegum.
Beautiful head scissors. I've never questioned the athleticism, and I'm certainly wondering who the fans are behind. They seem extremely split between these 2 guys here.
Oh, Ligero, crossbody! Oh, that was close. That one was close.
Well, if that rectus abdominal injury is still causing havoc with Bubblegum's insides, that will definitely, kicking out of that move, will definitely have taken its toll on him.
He's looking exhausted, is Bubblegum, but he's going to keep going. This is what this match means to both, what this title tournament means to both of these guys.
He certainly looks blown up to me, Bubblegum.
You're worse than normal. You really are tonight. I don't know what's come over you.
It's this rarefied Wolverhampton air. Well, we're in the building where Kendo Nagasaki unmasked the Wolverhampton Civic Hall. Hopefully Bubblegum will superplex El Ligero and then unmask him like they did to Kendo back in 1977. Wouldn't that be an amazing moment, Dave?
I'm not sure it would be a great moment for any masked wrestler. If you ask Ligero, he certainly wouldn't want it to happen. A mask is such a sacred part of a Mexican wrestler's heritage.
Oh, I think all the ugly people in Wolverhampton, he'd be quite at home, El Ligero. But what about that? Both men down outside the ring. And we could see a double count out here, and that would not make any effect. A draw would not affect the round robin standings from Bubblegum's point of view, possibly. But El Ligero, if this ends up as a draw, well, he's going to still be with no wins from 2 matches.
Yeah, loss and a draw, no good at all for...
Stay outside the ring,
Ligero.
Bubblegum. This is a better result for you, my son. Stay outside and take the cheap double count out. It makes sense.
Fortunately, neither of those men are ever likely to listen to you, both back in the ring. This one will go on. You're right, both men are exhausted, and as you said, Greg, this is a building where Kendo Nagasaki unmasked such a rich heritage of British wrestling here in Wolverhampton. We're hoping to make some more historic moments before tonight is out. Not least, of course, our main event, that world title match. Martin Stone and Leroy Kincaide coming up in our main event. But right now it's the flyweight title as Ligero goes behind Bubblegum. Bubblegum to the ropes. But Ligero went for a leapfrog, got caught. Ligero stays up and Bubblegum drops him on as a brainbuster.
This could be it, Dave? No. Beautiful brainbuster by Bubblegum.
It was a good brainbuster, but you notice he was too exhausted to make a very good cover. Didn't hook the leg, didn't get much body weight on top of his friend and former tag partner.
Well, either the stomach injury has prevented him from doing his cardio, or, as I said before, he's been on the gobstoppers.
Bubblegum is going to try and go up high on the top turnbuckle, but he's taken a while to get up there. Ligero is on his feet. Bubblegum needs to be careful. If he falls to the outside from here, he really could be counted out. Ligero up. Bubblegum in some trouble here. Bubblegum. Through Ligero. Oh, well, he landed on his head, but he landed on his knees. Ligero up to his feet. Bubblegum goes for a clothesline. My God, look at the pace of this one. Bubblegum dropped on his face. Ligero, cover, will it be?
Mike Fitzgerald's hand was coming down for the 3 right there, the referee. That was close.
I think his hand struck the mat the 3rd time, but he said the shoulder was up before it did so.
Dos, Ligero, dos. Speak to the man in a language you can understand, I ask you.
El Ligero.
They can't count in Wolverhampton, that's for sure. Clearly, Bubblegum raised his shoulder before the count of 3, although there was a possibility Fitzgerald's hand did hit the mat. But the fact is, he realised Bubblegum did kick out before that 3 count.
Ligero is lining Bubblegum up for something here. It's the C4L, is it? No! Bubblegum rolls through into a schoolboy, and Ligero kicks out. But Insecurity, you hear the impact from there. Bubblegum drops Ligero on his head. This time, again Ligero kicks out. Again, Greg, Bubblegum did not hook the leg, and it was using his legs that Ligero was able to kick out.
Well, this match now well past the 10-minute mark, and if there is a concern or possible suspect about Bubblegum's physical condition, this is where he's going to get found out.
So Bubblegum is saying it's time for the finish. The man from Hubba Bubbaville is going up high again, and this time Ligero is not on his feet to meet him.
Surely Ligero too close to the ropes there. That's a miscalculation, and he's landed on that stomach injury, Dave.
Went for a shooting star press, a very, very high risk move, even for a man who's comfortable on the top rope. But now Ligero is going up top.
They call that move the Vanilla Thriller, but it looks like it could have been a killer for Bubblegum.
Ligero misses. Well, speaking of abdominal injuries, El Ligero may now have one. The impact with which he landed.
He's in better shape, though. He does not have the history of stomach problems that Bubblegum has. He may be able to withstand that blow a lot better than Bubblegum can. Look at Bubblegum clutching the midsection. He's hurt, Dave, there's no doubt.
Well, both men colliding with each other. Back first, they're both trying for a backslide now. It's who's got more power left in their body to get the other's shoulders down. Bubblegum finally gets it with a sunset flip. Ligero is trying for a pin. Now Bubblegum tries. Ligero is trying again. Oh, and Bubblegum is powering out. Bubblegum is got the power. He managed to get back on his feet, arching his back. Back
backslide. Ligero gets the backslide. The shoulders gone. Ligero gets it. Ligero beats his friend Bubblegum, and El Ligero is still alive in this tournament.
El Ligero!
It was a must-win situation for the Mexican sensation, and he has beaten his friend Bubblegum to advance and to stay in with a shout of that flyweight title.
Absolutely, although El Ligero himself suffered from a shoulder injury not too long ago, there's no doubt in my mind, having seen that match, that El Ligero is 100% recovered from that, and that his greater physical conditioning compared to the injury suffered by Bubblegum, the stomach injury, and also greater desire because he knew he had to win, Dave. That's what catapulted El Ligero to victory here in Wolverhampton this evening.
Two of the finest flyweights, not just in the UK, but in Europe, just put on a hell of a show in Wolverhampton. El Ligero beats his friend and tag partner Bubblegum in the FWA Flyweight title tournament.
Oh, and here we go, Dave. It's one of the other members of the flyweight round robin tournament, and El Ligero's nemesis. Jai Ho!
Well, anyone who's been
Hollywood dream.
Anyone who's been familiar with the FWA in recent months will know that there is a lot of bad blood between El Ligero and RJ Singh, and Singh, not for the first time, is interrupting El Ligero, and he has no place, no reason at all to be out here.
You know, Ligero, I've had quite a lot of time to think. You see, the last time you and I met, I won the match. But somehow, after all was said and done, it was still me lying on my back looking up at the lights. So I began to question myself, and I had to think, if it was a fight, one-on-one, me and Ligero, no glitz, no glamour, nothing else, could I beat you? And you know what, Ligero, for the first time in my life, I couldn't answer that question. So this thing between you and me ain't just gonna go away, so I'm gonna suggest this. Forget the lights, forget the camera, forget all the glitz and glamour goes with it. How about you and me, one-on-one, right now, a straight-out man-to-man fight?
RJ Singh is manning up, as they say in India.
Why on earth would El Ligero trust him after everything that this man has done to him?
Well, RJ Singh just wants to fight El Ligero under fair conditions, and I can't think of anything fairer than right here, right now.
It looks like Bubblegum is sharing in my scepticism about this, but Ligero, it looks like, has asked him to leave. Singh, to give him the benefit of the doubt, has come out here without his entourage. It seems he wants to know if he can beat Ligero, not in a wrestling match, he did that last month at British Uproar. He wants to know if he is tougher, if he can beat Ligero in a fight. Well, Bubblegum looks worried for his friend. Let's not forget, Ligero has already been through a match here. Bubblegum is leaving, Ligero and Singh are about to fight.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Look on the stage. Greg, that's Dave Moralez.
Oh my goodness, it's the mad Brummie from right here in the Black Country, and he's going after Bubblegum, and RJ Singh has capitalised on the distraction. Oh, this is beautiful, Dave.
Oh my. Dave Moralez has come and is annihilated. He has annihilated Bubblegum. RJ Singh has got that submission hold on Ligero, and Moralez, 350 pounds, 20 stone or so, hard on top of Bubblegum. That's an injured abdominal. Oh my goodness, those muscles are... Bubblegum's already injured. Ligero is writhing in pain. Ligero, RJ Singh didn't want a fair fight. Of course he didn't want a fair fight.
It's an exquisite plan, Dave. And I tell you something, Moralez was talking. He was talking recently about going after one particular individual in the FWA, but he would not say who it was. It's clear to me now exactly who it was. It was Bubblegum, the man who beat him, the man who humiliated him, the man who eliminated him from the World Title Tournament.
I don't get what this alliance is between Singh and Moralez. Presumably this is a marriage of convenience because Moralez wanted revenge on Bubblegum. Singh wanted revenge on Ligero.
Moralez has been to America recently.
Ligero, I don't have to fight you to beat you.
Never a true word said. I was going to say Moralez has been to America. The Americans have probably been taunting Moralez about that loss to a midget at New Frontiers, and he has just taken out the frustration on Bubblegum. And RJ Singh has once again got the better of Ligero yet again, Dave.
Look at the depraved look on the face of Moralez.
Oh, Moralez is getting back in. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Moralez has already done a huge amount of damage.
This man is a disgrace. He was suspended for 6 months after his match with Bubblegum, after he struck an official.
Which he should not have lost, Dave. Well, it was a dodgy 3 count.
I don't care, you don't strike an official, and if you ask me, Moralez should be suspended for another 6 months after what he's done tonight. Bubblegum's career may be in jeopardy. Repeatedly pounded in the stomach, the injured stomach, by 20 stone of Dave Moralez. And what about Singh as well?
You let me get a word in edgeways. Moralez was wrongly suspended. He went to America to further his career in one of the top independent organisations in America, and over there he has stewed for months. He has thought about it. It has preyed on his mind with the fact that Bubblegum knocked him out of the most prestigious title tournament in British wrestling, and he returned and he waited for his moment to strike. Obviously struck a deal with RJ Singh. Singh needed to beat some respect into El Ligero, and Moralez needed to beat the living tar out of Bubblegum, and he has chewed up Bubblegum. He has spat him out. I've never seen Moralez so devastating, Dave, and Bubblegum right there may never be the same.
Well, Bubblegum and Moralez aside, we can put that aside just for a moment. What about RJ Singh claiming he wanted a one-on-one fight with El Ligero? Of course he didn't. That's not RJ Singh. You know as well as I do, that is not RJ Singh. Instead, he has insisted on continuing this vendetta against a man from Guadalajara. And in fact, has made this, I think now, one of the most personal feuds in FWA history.
You know something? El Ligero won the match. He beat Bubblegum. He got himself back into the flyweight tournament. RJ Singh obviously thinks now he's won 1 match in the flyweight tournament. Ligero's won 1 match in the flyweight tournament. This issue between Singh and Ligero will not be over until Singh is the flyweight champion and Ligero is an also-ran.
It's not looking good for Bubblegum as he's carried out of here. Looks like he's in some real pain, but well, there we are. El Ligero victorious over Bubblegum. Now, our next match tonight was scheduled to be a long-awaited fight that's been a decade in the making. John Ryan against Jonny Moss. Jonny Moss was supposed to fight Ryan at British Uproar last month. Unfortunately, Jonny Moss was in a car accident right before British Uproar. We were expecting that match was going to take place tonight, but Moss, as a result of those injuries, has suffered some complications. He was halfway here tonight, and then, of course, had to turn back, Greg, after suffering some related injuries to his abdomen area.
That's right, and we'll have to wait and see what that means for the bad boy of British wrestling, John Ryan. He's once again left without an opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I have to regretfully announce that Jonny Moss is not here tonight. The reasons being that, as many of you will know, Jonny Moss has had some health problems. He was advised not to wrestle. He's been advised not to be here this evening. So on behalf of everybody involved with the FWA, I just want to wish Jonny Moss, the vigilante, the very best, and hopefully he'll be back in the near future. Thank you. Now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, well, actually at the last FWA event, we were proud to give somebody the first ever British Wrestling Council, it was like a, what would you call it? Scholarship, that's the one. It was like a scholarship. It's to acknowledge somebody who's been training with the British Wrestling Council, and some of you know about that. And I'm proud to announce that he's come and joined us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to bring him out right now and find out what this individual's going to be doing with his wrestling career. Of course, he is the first individual to receive the scholarship, so let's bring him out right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gil Elkin, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's my boy. Here's my boys, in fact. Look at this. Gil Elkin, otherwise known as Ben Rage, his wrestling name. His handshake. Shake your hand. Hey! Look at him. Well, he's already getting disrespectful. Not shaking my hand. I'll have words with him afterwards. I run the training school where Gil Elkin, Ben Rage comes from, and he's also brought his tag team partner with him. That's disgraceful. That's the first rule of wrestling, no respect.
For someone who's your boy,
how can we have the wrestling attire here this evening?
He'll be sweeping out the gym later.
First and foremost, I would just like to say how grateful I am to the BWC for this opportunity, for me to prove my worth to wrestling. And I heard about a tag division being set up, and I thought about one of my boys from FWA Morecambe, JD Sassoon. But if you want to know why we're now wrestling here, we're here to take the tag division by storm.
Hang on a second. Gil Elkin and his tag partner JD Sassoon, I think, were maybe about to issue a challenge to try and launch their tag team careers. Instead, well, that's John Ryan, but who is with him? That's Richie West, one of wrestling's most notorious managers. Based in the northeast, Richie West, one of the more obnoxious wrestling agents in the country. What is he doing with John Ryan?
Well, this is a bizarre situation for me. I used to manage John Ryan not too long ago before Richie West took over his contract. Now he's in the ring with my two boys.
Stevie, if you don't mind, if you'll allow me to explain why these guys are out here in the wrestling attire. You see, they're out here in the wrestling attire because I offered them an opportunity and they grabbed it with both hands.
Richie West, I think you'll find he is.
Richie West, obviously not so famous in the West Midlands as he is in the North East.
You see, they grabbed that opportunity, just like I did earlier today. You see, since the relaunch of the FWA, I've worked hard, I've paid my dues, I've worn the crew shirt, I've taken tickets. But I got bored of waiting. So when I heard that Johnny Moss hadn't turned up again, and John Ryan was about to leave the building without an opponent for the second time, I just knew it was just wrong. Because you see, this whole Johnny Moss being injured thing is just a cover. Johnny Moss is in fact scared of stepping into the ring with John Ryan.
Bold words, Dave. Wouldn't like to disagree with
He knows he's the most dangerous man in British wrestling. And I thought it was about time that all of you realised exactly the same. So what I did, I offered £5,000 of my daddy's hard-earned money to these two. If John Ryan can't beat them in 5 minutes. Isn't that right, boys? Just before we ring the bell, let me just give you a word of advice. Use these 5 minutes in this ring effectively. Because it might just be your last.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. Richie West offering $5 grand of his dad's money, his daddy's money, as he put it. It looks like his daddy's bought him an iPhone as well. He seems to be starting the timer on his phone.
I've got divided loyalties here, Dave. I mean, this is, Gil Ben Rage, we'll call him Ben Rage, that's his wrestling name. And his best friend, perhaps the second most promising student in British wrestling today, who also goes to the FWA Moralez Wrestling School, JD Sassoon in the ring there with John Ryan, a man I used to manage, a man I used to... I basically taught John Ryan everything he knows, all his ruthlessness, his skills, and that's basic disregard for human life. And you know something, I think the boys obviously need to learn respect. I mean, can't believe it. I failed to shake my hand on the way to the ring. I'll be having words later. And perhaps this is the best way to school them. School them with some hands-on stuff here in the ring.
Well, JD Sassoon, while you were ranting and raving there somewhat incoherently, hasn't been able to get much offense in, but perhaps Ben Rage will have better luck, the winner of the 2010 Scaro Scholarship.
Having said that, if Rage and Sassoon win the $5,000, it all goes to me, so perhaps they should win. Come on, Rage!
Not sure they've agreed that that's in their contract.
I own those boys. They do what I say. I think you'll find that will go straight into the FWA bank account.
If they're not careful then, I think some of your property might be about to get quite badly damaged. John Ryan, as Richie West quite rightly said, is one of the most dangerous men in Britain. Been on the scene for 12, 15 years now and is quite rightly known as the bad boy of British wrestling. This guy is just a fighter. Absolute hooligan as Sassoon tried to charge at him, but he got dropped on his head and now slapped viciously. See, there's absolutely nothing pretty about John Ryan's in-ring style. He will just pound you until you cannot get up.
They call JD Sassoon, they call him Sassoon because it looks like he's just stepped out of a salon. Look at that beautiful blonde hair. He's the heir apparent. He's only 17 years old, Dave. Huge amount of potential, this kid, seriously. He's going to be great in a few years' time, but that is, if he survives this 5 minutes with John Ryan, he may never wrestle again against this guy.
Well, Sassoon's got out of there, he's got 5 seconds to double team. They'll take advantage of it if they can, win for a double drop kick, but...
Oh, Ryan didn't even move, John Ryan.
He blocked it, put his hands up.
I talked about this guy having no regard for human life. I was talking to him backstage, John Ryan, before the show. He was telling me about how he once broke someone's arm, and he was laughing about it, Dave. He was laughing at the memory of snapping that guy's limb. What's he going to do to Rage and Sassoon? These kids who have, barely wrestled any matches.
Oh, Sassoon ended up... No, what's this? Sassoon ended up striking his own partner! Sassoon and Rage, both the victims of that German suplex. I've never seen anything like that. Well, 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left, and possibly 2 minutes left in Gil Elkin's career.
Well, Ryan, at this point, could clearly win this at any time he wants, but as he heard Richie West saying 2 minutes left, he had that almost sadistic grin on his face. He's going to drag this out a bit.
I don't think when Gil was given his Scalo Scholarship at British Uproar, when he was basically touted as the top student that British wrestling has to offer, he expected this would happen.
It's an animalistic glare in the eyes of John Ryan as he gets... Now he's got Sassoon in those German suplexes. Rage is not moving on the outside of the ring.
Well,
this is...
He's definitely taught them respect, Dave.
John Ryan now taking some time to heckle some people in the crowd, man. We've already had some injuries tonight. Zack Sabre Jr. knocked out. Bubblegum's on his way to the hospital after that assault from Dave Moralez. We may have to have 2 more ambulances come to the Civic Hall. Ben Rage out cold. JD Sassoon out cold.
And what's the time, Dave? Is this within the 5 minutes? Look, I can see a stopwatch. Richie West has got a stopwatch. There's 30 seconds left. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. John Ryan
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match at 4 minutes 30 seconds, John Ryan.
Well, John Ryan had this one at 3 minutes, let alone 4.5. Richie West may inadvertently benefit from the bad fortune of Johnny Moss. He may have found himself a hell of an asset as the new manager of John Ryan.
And I tell you what, Rees and Sassoon have embarrassed me tonight. Absolutely disgraceful. They call themselves my trainees, and look at them laid out in the ring. Sassoon laid out in the ring, Rees laid out at the ringside. I'm going to be having serious words, but I'll tell you something, Dave. John Ryan was a force of nature tonight, and I think that Johnny Moss is a lucky man that he wasn't here. I've never seen the bad boy of British wrestling look quite so devastating.
Things are threatening to get ugly with a couple of members of this crowd there getting in the face of John Ryan. But nothing at all can wipe the smug smirk off the face of Richie West as his man John Ryan has just decimated two of this country's finest trainees easily within the 5-minute time limit.
You just cost me $5,000, Gil.
Leave him alone, goodness sake. Well, anyway, as Greg Lambert rebukes his own trainees for some reason, we're getting ready to head to one of the biggest matches of the night. And as I said, we've already seen some injuries tonight. We could see another one right here in this upcoming 6-man tag team match. Greg, if you can pay attention for just a second here.
They've embarrassed me, they've let me down.
Do you think Darren Burridge is coming back too early to try and get revenge against Iestyn Rees and the rest of his gang?
Absolutely, the Pucker one's coming back too early. I mean, the man had a serious cruciate ligament knee injury that kept him out of British wrestling for the best part of 18 months, and he wants to get in there with those three guys, Rees, Redman and Moralez. I thought Moralez did to Bubblegum. Is he insane? Is he mad?
Well,
Burridge
is lucky that this match, that his career wasn't ended earlier after what happened to him at British Uproar. He's been given another chance, but will this be a bridge too far against three of the most dangerous men in British wrestling?
FWA! FWA! FWA!
It looks like a chokehold he's got applied to.
Oh, we saw this on the last show.
Oh, Redman, I think was going to go for a dive. I don't know, but Frazier caught him out.
Oh, Frazier! Gilligan Gordon dropped the top rope and Frazier to the outside.
The captain of Gilligan's Island, Gilligan Gordon.
No! Yo, Redman!
Oh, no!
Moralez tried to hold Redman in place. Sorry, tried to hold Samuels in place. Redman went for the dive, and Samuels has clearly learned from his mistakes. Referee has a count out on.
And did you see Burridge throw Sharp Samuels back into the ring?
Who's the legal man?
Beat the count.
Who is the legal man? I think it's Redman. Even Gordon's not sure. It's a count. We're up to 9.
Gilligan, abandon ship. Get him back in the ring.
Yes,
No!
10. It's a count-out win for the Kartel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match is a result of a count-out. The Kartel!
Well, Samuels learned from his mistake, moved out of the way, wins the match by count-out, and you know what that means, Greg Lambert. It means Darren Burridge, far from having to spend any time with Redman and Moralez, gets 5 minutes in the ring. Oh my, with gentleman Gilligan Gordon.
Gilligan Gordon, I'm telling you now, will have prepared for this 5 minutes. Look at the man. He's in shape. The best shape of his life.
I'm not sure what you'd call that shape. It's a shape I've never seen before. Burridge with can only be described as a nipple lock. Oh, and now the mask comes off. Well, to be honest, it is 6 months or so since that nose was broken. You would think it would be recovered now. Burridge doing a little bit of Hannibal Lecter style stuff, arm drag by this technical expert.
This is ritual humiliation for Gilligan Gordon.
Let's make it 10 minutes.
Somebody needs to stop this right now.
This is great.
This is absolutely terrible.
This is the happiest I've ever been immediately being after being spat on. Wonderful.
Oh, hang on, wait, there's a fan. Where's security?
Oh no! He's clipped the knee!
Where's security?
Who is that? That's not a fan. Someone has just clipped the injured knee of that. Oh, that's Iestyn Rees. That's irresistible Iestyn Rees, a man who is a protege of Gilligan Gordon.
One of the thrillers, Dave. That Iestyn Rees.
Yes, that Iestyn Rees. Ironically, a man who's just come back from 6 months on the shelf with a knee injury. You'd think, given that fact, he would have a little bit of compassion.
I thought it was a fan, Dave. No, it was one of Gilligan's proteges. Like you say, he obviously could not stand seeing his boss humiliated in that way. And who can blame him?
Iestyn Rees is doing a number on the knee
of Darren Burridge is disgusting. Is it? Someone stop this.
You remember what Gilligan Gordon said, the chilling warning. He said Darren Burridge would never walk
Yes.
again.
Here comes Charles Samuels. Here comes Charles Samuels. And Samuels just saved his friend. Took a knee brace to the back. Now Samuels is down as well. Samuels has ended up with... He tried to help, and now he's stomping the knee. This is absolutely horrific behaviour. You're going to end the man's career. And for what? For what? Because he accidentally started a video.
He cost Joel Redman the world title.
Oh, so let's end his career.
And now Gilligan Gordon will cost Darren Burridge his career with the help of the irresistible one. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, Iestyn Rees.
Gilligan Gordon. Iestyn Rees interrupted the 5 minutes that Darren Burridge had with yourself. I'm guessing that was the plan all along.
You appear stressed, Mr. Parker. Please, have a seat. Now calmly ask me the question again.
Iestyn Rees interrupted the 5 minutes that Darren Burridge had with you. I'm guessing that was the plan all along.
Yes, kind of. You see, when it comes to plans, I don't really make strict plans. I have an outline, and then I just do whatever happens. The Iestyn's thing, it was an insurance policy. For you see, now that that's happened, the final thing has been unveiled. The final piece in this intricate puzzle has been shown to the world. I have a tag team in Joel Redman and Iestyn Rees who are going to dominate the whole tag team division. I have a singles competitor in Dave Moralez who's going to take over and destroy anyone in his path. Before he goes on and takes the title, he's got one person in mind. And once he's done with them, maybe the belt's coming to me. Maybe not. I mean, Martin Stone had some pretty strong words. He best be able to back those up. So, Richard, I mean, I've taken up plenty of your time, but I have a question for you now. Do I look worried about what's going to happen next?
You look quite calm.
Ask the Kartel and Darren Burridge the same question.
So I'm here outside the FWA locker rooms immediately following British Uproar. We're hoping to get a word with the Kartel. Terry, gentlemen.
I'm glad we caught up with you, actually. Right. Gilligan Gordon, you are just a Burke. You just proved tonight you're less than a man than we thought you were. Next time we run into you, Joel Redman, Iestyn Rees, and Gilligan Gordon, we're going to get revenge for what you've done to our good friend Darren Burridge. And we're going to get revenge the only way we know how, and that's the East London way.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the first half of our double main event. The following contest, it is set for one fall, and it is a 6-man tag team grudge match. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen, weighing the colossal 57 stone, this is the team of Dave Moralez, Joel Redman, and Iestyn Rees.
You know, if there's one saving grace in this entire deeply sinister situation involving these three and their opponents tonight, it is that they are no longer accompanied by Gilligan Gordon, who after that atrocious incident at British Uproar, I'm pleased to say, has had his manager's licence revoked.
Well, you know something, Dave? You might expect Greg the Truth Lambert to come out here, you know, manager to manager. Gilligan Gordon is a manager, I was a manager, I might be saying that was a disgraceful decision. But Gilligan Gordon said it himself.
And ladies and gentlemen,
about what was going to happen next. No, he didn't. So neither am I.
Talk about weight, 49 score. This is the team of Darren Burridge at the Kartel.
Burridge is furious. Look at Darren Burridge as he tries to get his hands on the men responsible for nearly ending his career.
Go out and make some bricks.
But I've got to wonder,
So recommendations.
as courageous as he is, as brave as he is, has Darren Burridge
Down the frog and toe.
just come back that a little bit too soon? Is he putting his career at risk too early tonight at Wolverhampton?
Well, I think he has, Dave. Like I said before, I think, you know, cruciate ligament injury is a serious, serious situation. And after what happened at British Uproar when he was attacked by the irresistible Iestyn Rees, he suffered a minor tear to the patella, you know, exacerbating the old
Down at the
injury.
show, say right to the boys.
And now
watch
he's
him
been
and
trapped
China.
a month
Ain't seen you with donkeys.
months before the doctor said that he
And
should.
about with the lads. There's always
This is
some
insanity.
muppet who wants to roll me. What a trouble.
Against those three guys.
Alright, sunshine, keep your hands on. So we end up taking it to the Don
But
King.
Burridge is actually struggling to get onto the ring apron here.
If nothing goes Pete Tom, it'll be lemon squeezy, baby. Back to the gap.
I don't agree with you very often, but let's call this for what it is. This is a mistake by Darren Burridge to come back here. He had every right, Greg, to press charges after what Iestyn Rees did to him at British Uproar, but no, Burridge, he's just got too much pride for his own good. He insisted on coming back. He insisted that the FWA activated his contract so he could get revenge tonight.
Have you seen how heavily padded that knee is of Darren Burridge? I don't think I've ever seen a wrestler get into the ring as heavily padded before. I mean, he's a cripple, Dave, basically. I mean, I hate to use a strong term like that, but he can barely walk. I mean, look at him. He's favouring the leg. He's moving gingerly, as you mentioned before.
I mean, this was no
This isn't
regular.
gonna go well.
This was no regular knee injury that Burridge suffered. He was actually pretty much in retirement for a couple of years, given how severely he hurt his knee. It looked like he defied what all the doctors had said and made something of a recovery and was planning a return to the ring when he inadvertently got embroiled in this feud between the Kartel and Joel Redman, and now, of course, with Rees and Moralez. But after narrowly avoiding serious injury at British Uproar, to come back and hope that lightning will strike twice, that he'll be lucky again, and that's got to be asking too much.
Well, we're talking about controlled anger again. Certainly the East End team in the corner are not controlling their anger. There is so much emotion, almost a hint of desperation in the corner of Kartel and Burridge. Meanwhile, over in the other corner, the team of Rees, Redman and Moralez, I noticed before, having a very calm, a very serene team talk. Obviously the calmness and serenity that was displayed by Gilligan Gordon during that interview with Richard Parker after British Uproar. He may not be the manager anymore, but the influence lives on of gentleman Gilligan Gordon.
It is actually, oh, hang on, Moralez has got Frazier. Frazier is trying to escape. Almost a bear hug from Moralez, knee to the midsection by Frazier. We've already seen Moralez one too many times tonight after what he did to Bubblegum earlier. Still no update on Bubblegum's condition, except to say that he's in Wolverhampton Central Hospital right now. Quick start for this one. Redman is in and now Frazier's got the arm. What I was going to say is, yeah, it is very bizarre how calm Gilligan Gordon was, considering he must have known that his manager's licence was likely to be revoked. But Gordon said off camera afterwards to several of his associates that this is all part of a larger plan, and that in fact there is a new man at the helm of this faction, this gang. I mean, there's no one out here with Redman, with Rees or Moralez, so we're none the wiser as to who this man is, or whether Gordon's just talking his usual nonsense.
Well, following a different leader, eh, Dave? Well, you know, the truth has gone undercover as world's #1 wrestling journalist. You would expect that I would do. You know, I've eavesdropped on a few secret meetings.
Please don't tell me you know who the leader is.
Used my sources. My sources have spoken to their sources. Their sources have consulted with other sources who went back to the original sources on what their sources were telling them. And let's just say, I understand the bigger picture.
If you know who it is, tell me, or just shut up.
There's a darker purpose going on here, Dave, and I've been privileged to secret information, but, you know, I'm bound by the journalist code of ethics, and I will not break a confidence. That's all I will say on the matter.
You are full of it tonight.
We shall see. We shall see, Bradshaw.
Charles Samuels and Dave Moralez are fighting in the ring. Meanwhile, Rees is trying to provoke Burridge.
Look at that move by Dave Moralez, and look at the wrestling cyborg, the physical specimen, Joel Redman. No doubt been preparing on that remote farm in Devon, where he was raised for this match.
I think calling Redman a cyborg is an insult to cyborg. They have more emotions than he does. Redman now sending Samuels in for the ride hard into the corner and follows him in with the knee.
Charles Samuels said that the Kartel and Burridge were going to get revenge the East London way. I mean, what on earth does that mean?
Well, I'll tell you what it means, because while you've allegedly been...
They're going to force Redman and Rees and Moralez to watch West Ham United, is that it?
Of course not. You know exactly what Charles Samuels means. And I was talking to Samuels and Fraser before the match. They were telling me they have no intention of allowing Darren Burridge to get in harm's way. Burridge is their mentor. They tried to persuade him it was too early for him to come back here. If they can,
look at this.
They can possibly help it.
And look who's in the ring right now. Dave Bradshaw, the irresistible one. The James Bond of British wrestling. The smooth criminal, Mr. Suave. A man with a license to thrill, irresistible Iestyn Rees. Look at the ladies in Wolverhampton. They were all craning their necks for a better look at this man. Look at him.
That was an unusually positive review. I mean, I'm sure you're not the leader of this new faction.
Ask me no questions, Dave. The truth will tell you no lies.
Unbelievable. So, no, as I was saying, Samuels and Fraser not wanting Burridge to get involved in this match whatsoever. So effectively, if they have their way, this is a 3-on-2 handicap match.
Basically, I was just about to say, you're absolutely right. I mean, the Kartel and Burridge at a distinct disadvantage. Oh, thank you for the blue and white scarf there, which just flew onto the commentary table from off Charles Samuel's sweaty neck. But you know something? Irresistible Iestyn Rees, you know, he himself was sidelined for 6 months with a serious knee injury, and you may question why Rees, knowing the rehab, the suffering, the pain, the frustration that you have to go through to rehab from such a serious injury, would come out on the last show at British Uproar and go after that very same body part. You may ask that question. You want to know why?
Are you going to? I don't know if you're going to tell me,
or whether
you're going to keep that secret as well.
No, I will tell you, because it is survival of the fittest here in the FWA. It is the law of the jungle, Bradshaw. And, you know, if Rees knows only too well how weak the human knee can become, then he would use that knowledge to gain an advantage for himself. I like that in it, Iestyn Rees. I love it, Dave.
Well, it's not my place to wish ill on any competitor, but given what Rees has done to Burridge's knee, you've got to think there would be some sweet irony if Rees suffered a re-injury of his knee at the expense of the Kartel or Burridge.
I mean, look at Rees and look at Redman. I mean, look at these men are. I mean, okay, it is Redman's nickname. They are physical specimens. They've got all the tools. I mean, Rees has got the looks. He's got the ruthlessness. Redman has got every single skill in the book. You know, they could make it big. They have limitless potential here in the professional wrestling world. And as we know, Moralez come back from a tour of America. You know, I mean, these guys are headed for the top, Dave.
Maybe they are, but maybe the Redman's about to be pinned by Samuels. Small package, but he got out after 2. So Redman, Rees I should say, was going to be pinned. Now Moralez tagged in. Samuels sent to the ropes. Double team, and no one's going to survive a double shoulder block like that. Moralez 20 stone. Goes for the cover, he's got the leg hook, and only 2.
I guess the other reason why Rees does not like Darren Burridge is that, you know, Rees is a man who attracts a finer calibre of young lady, whereas Burridge hangs out with all the Essex girls.
What's that meant to mean?
Loose women. I mean, the women are so loose in Essex, you can catch chlamydia just by passing through on the train.
You behave yourself. Burridge is trying to get in the ring. Frazier doesn't want him to. I'm sure Samuels wouldn't, even if Samuels was in serious danger of losing this, he wouldn't want his friend and mentor to get in there. Moralez spitting at Burridge.
Great strategy, they're trying to goad him in. If once Burridge is in this ring, you know as well as I do, Dave, this match is over. And so is Burridge's career.
How's that funny?
He knows what he's getting. I mean, he signed a contract. He's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. Don't blame me for the fact that he's too stupid to know that he's putting himself in a no-win situation.
Well, Burridge has got in. Burridge has got in the ring. He's made the save. Tag for Frazier. Burridge wanted in. Frazier made the tag. Instead, he did that deliberately. You know he didn't want Burridge in. You know, Burridge is an intelligent man, but he's been blinded by rage of what happened to him in February at British Uproar. Rees is up high.
Oh, there goes Frazier! Oh!
And Rees pushed Frazier away. Frazier landing chin first, it looks like, on the guardrail.
What a fantastic team Joel Redman, Iestyn Rees and Dave Moralez make. They're dominating this match. Frazier's now out of it. Frazier just cracked his head or his neck, or couldn't quite tell from my vantage point, but he's definitely hurt himself severely on that guardrail. Charles Samuels has been beaten to a pulp. And that, with the Kartel out, means only one person left in that team, Dave, and we all know who that is.
They're not out yet. If these two are conscious and breathing, then they're not going to allow Burridge to get in there on their behalf. This man is their friend. And in this situation, in these circumstances, I believe they know what's...
Look at that, he's tagged in.
They know what's good for Burridge better than he does, but he's in anyway. Well, Burridge took out Moralez. Now he's taken out Redman. Burridge. He wants Rees. Of course he wants Rees.
Oh, but it's all a plan. Rees has distracted him. Your fairy dice can't help you now, Burridge.
Oh, clothesline on Redman. Burridge is... What's he doing? Burridge is trying. He's been caught. He's been caught by Moralez. And
I don't believe
Redman.
it.
And now he takes him out. And now maybe Burridge will get... Oh, no.
There you go.
Oh, no.
There you go.
That's the bad knee. It looked like Burridge was going to get hold of... Thought he was going to get hold of Rees, but instead Redman attacking a knee and an elbow across the knee. Well, this is what we feared might happen.
And now, you used the analogy earlier, Dave, to describe Stixx. Burridge is like a rat caught in a trap.
Moralez taken out. Took out Samuel. Samuel could have made the tag. Moralez hadn't done that. Taking a knee out of the socket. This is exactly what we all dreaded on my...
Well, you may have dreaded it, but I just say it's just deserves. It's what he deserves for getting in the ring. He's not 100%
Why is this what he deserves?
He's not 100% fit, and now it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of how much pain the pucker one can withstand. And I would wager it won't be a whole lot.
Half crab. And that bad knee, he's really pushing it backwards. Iestyn Rees is 17 stone, 16 stone, something like that, and he's just putting his full body weight into that half crab. Burridge can't. Burridge can't defend himself.
That'll be 2 careers ended by this team tonight, for those of you scoring at home.
Burridge is saying no. No. Darren Burridge will not tap. But maybe he should. Oh, Sharp Samuels has a towel. He has the towel. I think he's gonna.
Well, if he was a true friend, he'd be throwing it in right now.
Yeah, he should do. Samuels refusing to throw the towel in. He thinks Burridge can fight this. But now he throws it. He's
thrown it in. Iestyn Rees was torturing Darren Burridge. He's thrown the towel in. Chris Roberts, yes. He sees the towel. No. Burridge is saying no. Burridge has grabbed the towel. Burridge does not want the towel to be thrown in. What on earth? He's absolutely off his rocker.
Burridge is refusing to accept his teammate handing in the towel. That's a judgment call for Chris Roberts, and in my view, a bad judgment. He needs to stop this, and stop this right now. And now he does. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Are you happy? Of course you are.
I wouldn't say I'm happy. What I would say
Ladies
is
and
what's happened to
gentlemen, the
Bubblegum.
match. The team of Dave Moralez, Redman and Iestyn Rees.
And what's happened to Darren Burridge and the Kartel is the shape of things to come, Dave.
Well, we were promised a new leader for this brutal gang of bullies. You see standing tall in the ring. There's no sign of this apparent new leader, but frankly, they don't need one. Already these three men, Redman, Moralez and Rees, are one of the most dominant forces in the FWA, perhaps in British wrestling history, with or without a leader.
There's something big going on, Dave, and there's something big has gone down at Battle Lines here tonight. We have seen for perhaps the last time in a wrestling ring the pucker one, Darren Burridge.
Oh,
And he only has himself to blame.
Moralez coming back again. What is... Get him out of here!
And this may have been the greatest night of Dave Moralez' career. What a statement Dave Moralez has made in Wolverhampton, in his home county.
Rees, Redman and Moralez may have just destroyed the career of Darren Burridge. And it makes me, I don't know about you, but it makes me sick.
Exposure, you must be really pleased after beating the leaders again.
Oh, we're pleased. We've said it once, twice, 1,000 times that the Northern Exposure are the premier tag team in the FWA. And tonight, we've proven it, and we've proven that the leaders are just a pair of runners up. But the question now is who's next for the Northern Exposure?
Dave. It's cool. It's all right, guys. How's it going? What's going on? Well, just saw your match. Thought you did dead well. Thought I'd come and say, well done. Northern guys. It's cool. Brilliant. But we're just. Sam and I have been thinking. Retro pop. Don't mind. Retro pop. It's a bit of a random name. We need a new name, so we thought we'd. We need a new name. Thought we'd run it past you. But I want something Northern. But obviously you're Northern. But then I thought. What makes me? What makes Sam? It's because we're sexy. I'm sexy. What do you think, Hogan? Let's go, brother. Hogan likes it. What do you think?
Dave, you're not sexy.
I'm not being funny, Dave. But you're one of the ugliest people that I've ever seen in my life. Is that right, Sam? Come on.
Ah, he had me there, lads. Of course I'm sexy. Girls love it. What do you think, Hogan? Girls love you, brother. See? Hogan loves it. What do you think of the guys?
Well, brother, you know, I see you got a receding hairline, brother. Oh. She's wearing a bandana, brother. Yeah, like me. And, yeah, Joey. Let's put some weight on that. They love it, brother. Yeah. Hogan loves it. What was I saying, lads, yeah? Yeah.
Someone's going to have to answer that.
Sam. There you go.
Cheers, Sam. Let's go, lads.
Yeah, I think you better go. Go on.
What was... I don't know. Brother?
Just give us a minute.
Okay.
Bosh! Brother!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I have a very special guest. He's going to join me at ringside. He's going to be a special guest timekeeper for the next contest. Introducing somebody from FWA's past. He was one of the greats in the old FWA, and he's from right here in the Midlands. Introducing Jack Xavier!
Over the past 10 years, the FWA has been a pioneer in British wrestling, and for much of that time, this man was at the heart of that revolution.
The chunky, funky monkey of British wrestling. There he is, Jack Xavier is back. Not looking quite so chunky these days, Dave. I remember the great matches Jack Xavier had. That last man standing match he had with Alan Shane at Crunch 2004. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest set for one fall is a tag team challenge match. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring at this time, total band weight of 27 stone. This is Super Silent Sam Bailey. His tactic partner, Retro Rain. They'd like to be known as Retro Bomb.
Two of the most fun-loving guys in British wrestling. Even if their taste in music is somewhat questionable, they are Dave Rees and Super Styling Sam Bailey together, Retro Bomb.
What is Sam Bailey dressed like this evening? He looks like a member of Imagination. Perhaps it's just an illusion, who knows?
Yeah! Dave Rees, high five! You got shunned again.
Did you see me stick my hand out and shake that lunatic's hand? I don't think so.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents.
Yeah, Reigns happy to be here, isn't he? Got a smile on his face.
Total band weight of 24 stone. This is the team of Martin Kirby and Chris Travis. They're going to be known as Project Ego.
Project Ego come here to Wolverhampton tonight, fresh from inflicting the first ever pinfall defeat on Stixx and Malin, and as we get ready to start a tournament to crown FWA Tag Team Champions in the next few months, these guys now must be considered among the favourites.
Project Ego versus Retro Bomb. I mean, do I have to sit through this day?
And four guys from the north, you should like them.
That man right there, with a Pepe Le Pew haircut, Dave Rees, gives the North a bad name.
It's called two-tone. I asked him a little earlier on.
He's a retro reject.
That's what he is. That's what he should call himself. The retro reject Dave Rain. I mean, what is he doing there to Sam Bailey's afro?
Well, there's no need for to be combing now. I spoke to Sam Bailey as well earlier. He said he put some mousse in that hair earlier, add extra volume to it. Certainly a lot of volume in that hair tonight.
And as for the other guys in the corner, Project Ego, I mean, I cannot overemphasise how much I dislike Martin Kirby and Chris Travis. I mean, Martin Kirby, Mr. Bad Attitude, he self-styles himself. He used to be a fan. He used to sit in the front row at the old FWA shows and heckle me. How dare he? When he's teamed up with this loser Chris Travis with his greasy hair and his whiny voice.
Why does he used to be a fan with such disdain? It's only because we have fans, Greg, that you even get a wage.
Well, they should show me more respect, though. That's the most important thing.
You were lost for words there for a second. No such luck.
They should show me respect because I can write and they can't even read. No point in me actually bringing my latest edition of Power Slam in all good newsagents now, ladies and gentlemen, all good stockists. Actually, absolutely no point in me bringing it here to show to these people in Wolverhampton because all they'll do is look at the pictures.
Power Slam, one of a couple of great magazines here in the UK that's covering British wrestling. Thanks to our friends at Fighting Spirit for giving a glowing review of British Uproar recently as well. And I write for Fighting Spirit, which makes it possibly the superior publication.
More fool you.
Bailey went for the kick. Travis out of the way. This is an interesting way that this match even came to be in the first place. It's all started when Northern Exposure, your buddies from up in the northwest, Greg, ran into Retropop backstage at British Uproar, decided that Dave Rain was, well, a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic, for want of a better phrase, and wanted to challenge them, but before they could go to FWA management and make that challenge, Project Ego had gone and challenged NX. So NX now turning down that challenge, somewhat cowardly in my mind, and instead we're seeing Ego, Project Ego and Retropop tonight.
What is Dave Rain doing? I mean, Dave Rain,
it's a bear hug. That is a bear hug.
It's not a bear hug, it's insane. His career's gone down the drain. Ever since Dave Rain was dropped on his head by Johnny Moss, he's lost it. I mean, you talked about that meeting of the minds, so to speak, backstage after British Uproar. Dave Rain had a cardboard cutout with him of Hulk Hogan, and he was talking to a life-size picture, going, "Bosh, brother." I mean, what's all that about? And he calling himself Northern Sexy. Look at him.
He's an attractive young man.
With his skunk hairdo and his beer belly and his mauve leather tights. He's about as sexy as you are, Dave.
Thank you.
He's about as sexy as that girl with no teeth from Wolverhampton in the front row.
I thought that was your wife.
And no wonder Northern Exposure got in his face. I mean, like I said, he's a disgrace to the North. You know, he can't pull the birds. He's got no taste in fashion. He hasn't got the taste in music that true dyed-in-the-wool Northerners like Joey Hayes and CJ Banks have.
Well, a high five between Dave Rain and Martin Kirby, and this couldn't be much different to the situation Project Ego found themselves in that violent no disqualification match against Stixx and Malin. This one a much lighter tone.
I'll tell you what I'm noticing here, the same sort of thing I noticed in that meeting backstage, is that Sam Bailey, he looks confused by the, as we all are, by the antics of Dave Rain. And it makes me wonder, you know, Sam Bailey, okay, he's retro, but at the same time, he's cool, he's cutting edge, he's now. I mean,
well, how would you know?
Does he really need to be dragged down by the retro reject Dave Rain?
I think Sam Bailey might be quite hurt that you've described him as cool.
How would I know? You see those kids from Wolverhampton there, those kids in the front row, those kids?
Yes.
I'm down with them.
Don't want to know. Bailey sends Travis to the rope and takes it down with a shoulder block. leapfrog from Bailey. And Travis has got reversed. Travis a backwards leapfrog off the middle rope. Arm drag on Bailey.
I'll say one thing with Chris Travis, he's in tremendous shape tonight.
That's all you've got to say. When Iestyn Rees came out there in tremendous shape, he raved on about him for about 10 minutes.
He's hit the gym, I'll say that. He's shown dedication. He's tagging in this Martin Kirby character.
Well, Travis is saying, let's take this seriously, let's try and get the win. And in fairness, he's right to say that. I mean, as much as they might like to kid around, Retropop are two great wrestlers. Dave Rain, one of the head trainers at Future Shock Wrestling, just tagged himself in. Sam Bailey, the former champion of Future Shock Wrestling, one of the hottest young talents in the country. What a great young talent plying their trade here in the FWA. Great future for many of these guys. And Bailey is right at the heart of that.
And yet he's saddled with this mental midget.
How much smaller is Dave Rain than you? Fair to call him a midget.
You're in Wolverhampton, Dave. Sorry, I'm just helping Dave. He clearly doesn't have a clue where he is.
Rain looks a little dizzy, as does Kirby.
You were going on before about Northern Exposure. You know, Northern Exposure, you're right, there's a tag team title. Clearly going to be some kind of way of deciding the new tag team champions here in the FWA. That's going to be happening imminently. Oh, what's he doing now? He's squeezing Martin Kirby's nipple.
The Greco-Roman nipple lock, Kirby reversing. And now a double Roman nipple lock by Rain. Double reversal, what great technical skills from both of these guys.
I think Dave Rain's perversely enjoying this.
Dave Rain enjoys a lot of things. He's a very happy young man since his recent misfortunes in the ring, landing on his head a couple of times. But, you know, some people that would be a bad thing. But for Dave Rain, it seems to have opened his mind to all the joyful things in life.
As I was saying before, you know, I mean, Northern Exposure beat the leaders, won the tag team series, proved themselves to be unquestionably the best tag team in British wrestling.
So why aren't they here proving it again?
Well, they shouldn't have to, you know, Project Ego wanted to wrestle them, but, you know, Northern Exposure are at the top of the pile. They should get to pick and choose their opponents. They're clearly the favourites to become the next FWA tag team champions. So if they want to, you know, decide not to wrestle Project Ego, let these two teams beat each other into submission or nipple twist each other into submission, whatever the heck they want to do to each other. And that's their prerogative.
Now, here's what happened in the real world. They wanted Retropop, thinking they'd be an easier challenge. When they thought they would have to fight Project Ego or nothing, they chose nothing because they thought they would lose to Travis and Kirby. That is what happened, and you can't deny it.
They decided to stay at home tonight in the north rather than come to this hellhound hole, and I don't blame them.
Hellhound hole? Alright, whatever.
Talking about the hound in the front row with no teeth again.
I think she just winked at me. Rain is trying to fight back.
Rain, look at him. He is the man that Taste forgot. He's got Lamar's hairdresser. His favourite music is 99 Red Balloons. He's got his tag team partner dressed up like Tight Fit. I have no idea what's going on here.
I have no idea what anything you just said was. Bailey with a two clothesline, picks him over for a scoop slam. Travis reverses over, he gets dropped on his head. Bailey goes for the cover. And Travis has been dropped on his head more than once in recent times. Mainly courtesy of Stixx and Malin as well. Got sent to the hospital.
Look at Dave, he's made the blind tag again.
He's once in, he's a...
Bailey's getting frustrated with his partner's perplexing behaviour. Clearly Hogan's told him it's time to tag in. What would Hogan do, Dave?
He'd hulk up. Maybe Dave Rain's going to retro up.
Oh, it's this preposterous Bosch combo.
Bosch! Here we go, another one. Bosch! Now you call it preposterous, it's working. Project Ego in some difficulties as Rain went to the corner. Oh my! Rain got hit in the head, and there's one place he can't afford to be hit.
Oh, that's the ego trip. That was the ego trip right there. And that's the 3 count, that's all she wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Project Ego!
Well, Dave Rain was kicked in the head, and as I said, there's one thing he could have done without, it's another blow to the head, but regardless, after that, the ego trip, enough to put Dave Rain away.
Dave Rain, Dave Bradshaw, it's been not so doolally by the repeated concussions he suffers by being dropped on his head. He can no longer function in a tag team match. He had no strategy. He kept tagging in behind Sam Bailey's back, and now he's been dropped on his head yet again in losing that match. Heaven only knows what his hair will look like next time he returns to the FWA. The man is cuckoo.
Well, 2 experienced opponents for for Project Ego in Retropop, and Project Ego coming through victorious, confirming their status, Greg, as being among the favourites for the upcoming FWA Tag Title Tournament.
Big wow. Project Ego beat Stixx and Malin 6-on-2, and now they've beaten the Looney and his friend.
Well, one tag match down, another one on the way next, and this is a grudge match of sorts. We've seen a couple of those tonight. We've got the Rockstar Spud and his tag partner, RJ Singh, about to go 2-on-2 against Derice Coffie and the Wonder Kid Johnny Storm.
Oh, it does my heart glad to hear you talk about the Bollywood Dream Team, I like to call them. The Bollywood Dream, RJ Singh and the Rockstar Spud teaming up for the first time ever. I wouldn't like to be in Derice Coffie and Johnny Storm's shoes when that happens.
Well, I'm sure you're hoping they're going to be a well-oiled team, Greg, but I have a feeling RJ Singh has only agreed to this match because he has Spud next in the Flyweight tournament. I think he's just scouting a future opponent. Let's find out.
FWA! FWA! FWA!
Johnny Storm, so many fantastic moments in the FWA, so many fantastic moments for him here at Broxbourne Civic Hall. Is he going to write another chapter in a storied career tonight?
Now, we said how it's make or break for all of these guys. It certainly is for Storm. He's out of contention for the Flyweight title. If he doesn't win here, he'll be out of contention for a year in terms of the World Heavyweight title. Goes for the Wonder World there as Bubblegum caught out. Where are these kicks from Bubblegum coming tonight? Seriously. Oh my. Almost had him.
Bubblegum's pulled off some upsets in the FWA recently against much bigger men, and he almost pulled one off against Johnny Storm right there.
I'm not sure you're giving him sufficient credit, Greg. He didn't just pull off some upsets, he came within a hair of making it to the biggest match in FWA history. That might slow him down a little bit. Bubblegum, of course, given a second chance to get back into world title contention tonight. Storm leaps off. Crossbody from Bubblegum. Bubblegum, oh no, here comes Kincaide! Spear by Kincaide! Remember, Bubblegum had that injured abdomen from before. Kincaide, cover, and Leroy Kincaide wins in the last chance saloon.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Leroy Kincaide!
What a match, Dave Bradshaw, to kick things off at British Opera. I said this is a watershed occasion. I said this is the beginning of the future of British wrestling. This is what we've all been waiting for, Dave, and that's what Leroy Kincaide was waiting for. He's going to get himself a World Heavyweight title match.
If the opening match of British Uproar is anything to go by, then British wrestling is very much back on the map. Leroy Kincaide has just become the #1 contender to the World Heavyweight Championship, while Johnny Storm and Bubblegum are out of it for a year.
I'm the fastest rising star in British wrestling. I'm a self-made celebrity. I'm the prima donna, Nathan Cruz.
I like this.
And I'm not going to wrestle you tonight, Derice Coffie, not in a #1 contendership match. Because if I compete
for that British Flyweight Championship. It'll be for that belt and that belt only. Now, coincidentally, I was strutting around the backstage just a few moments ago. Shut up! Shut up! As I was saying, I was walking around the backstage earlier and I was coincidentally approached by a certain individual. And that individual offered me a rather compromising amount of money to take my spot in this match with you. And if there's one thing that the prima donna Nathan Cruz is about, it's about money. So with no further ado, allow me to introduce to you your opponent this evening.
It can't be. The microphone stand, Bradshaw. It can't be. Oh, my giddy aunt. I think it is. Oh, God. Oh, yes. Take off the glasses. Bring out the shades. It's the Rockstar Spud. Oh, no. He's supposed to be injured. He looks the picture of health to me. What a figure of a man. He's here. Oh, it's a British uproar. It's the baby Jesus of British wrestling. Listen, Brockbomb.
Johnny used to work on the docks. The union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. So tough.
Ow. Derice charges at Spud. Boot to the face. The Jamaican superstar. Replies in kind of a knee. Derice cool runnings. Cool runnings. He could pull off an upset. Oh, the nick of time.
Move with the speed of the bobsleigh itself going down the Cresta run at the Winter Olympics there, Derice Coffie. The man clearly is beside himself because of the demise of his lucky egg. You need to get your eye on the game here, Derice.
Well, Derice and that egg have had a long-standing relationship, and clearly he's very distraught. Here comes Spud. Oh, Spud. Actually, I think Derice took a little too long while mourning on the top rope there.
He let his guard down there.
Awful. Dreadful.
I don't know. I think it has potential.
No, it was just don't even try and dignify that one. Oh, Spud with a stunner. Spud's got the cover, he got the leg hooked, and Spud! Oh, yes. Well, Spud's won it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout and now #1 contender to the FWA Flyweight Championship, Rockstar Spud.
Well, our ring announcer Stevie Aaron announcing Spud as the new #1 contender. Whether that's going to stand, I would suggest is questionable. But still, regardless of whether it stands or not, an interesting comparison here. It was, after all, Ligero who beat Derice Coffie, so it was important, I think, psychologically for Spud to get a win against him as well, going into this flyweight tournament.
I'm here with the Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm. Jonny, I want to ask you about your match tonight, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Spud wrestled tonight after claiming that you injured him. How do you feel about that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it is exactly what you just said. It was a claim because obviously he's back in the ring, so that injury may not be quite as seriously as first thought. I mean, he puts his body on the line just like we all do in this this thing we call wrestling, and you know, sometimes accidents do happen. But you know what, Spud? You've taken it a little bit too far, and maybe that's what happens when you mess with someone you shouldn't be messing with.
And as for your match tonight, Jonny, you've unfortunately lost the chance to compete for the World Heavyweight belt for a year. So what I really want to know is what's next for the Wonder Kid?
The world title, you're right, is not in Jonny Storm's sights for 2010. But there's always 2011. It doesn't worry me that much because there's another belt in the FWA, and I think that could be the one for the Wonder Kid. It is the FWA Flyweight Championship. Whoever wins that tournament has got me to deal with. Believe me, if I don't get one, I'm getting the other.
Rockstar Spud, it's great to see you. How you doing? You okay? I thought you were injured. What is up with that?
Oh, well, the doctor cleared it. Have a seat, Danny. Have a seat, Danny. Babes, I'll call you back. Promo. No, 20 minutes. Hang on. In 20 minutes, I'll be back.
Comfy. Would you like to sit here?
Hello!
Hi there.
But what was your question?
My question is, by the way, it's great to see you, Rockstar Spud. It's great to see you.
Always great to see you.
But...
Do something, move! Yeah!
Hey!
Oh, look interesting. Come on, camera.
It's-
Hi, everybody! Carry on.
Okay, it's great to see you, and apparently you're injured, but what's with you coming back tonight?
Well, you know, got a doctor's note, doctor's clearance. Yeah, they'll let me wrestle. It's all good. But you know who I'm really a little bit peed off with? Johnny Storm, the Wonder Kid Johnny Storm. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Johnny Storm, you tried to injure me. You tried to end my career. You tried to break my neck, Johnny Storm. Calm as a bitch, Johnny. You can't even be the FWA World Heavyweight Champion. You can't even be the FWA Flyweight Champion anymore. Calmer, Johnny. Calmer. Now, all you need to do now, mate, is go back to All-Star, go back on the holiday camps, go sell your stupid little Rey Mysterio mask, the little pictures of you with your bald little head, sell them on the market, couple of pounds, oh, I'll make my money, I'll go home. Well done, Johnny. Back to where you should be, at the bottom of British wrestling's barrel. You're old, you're tired, you're washed up. There's a new Wonder Kid in town, Johnny. And that's the Rockstar Spud. I'm the Wonder Kid of British wrestling. I'm the baby Jesus of British wrestling. And I'm the man in British wrestling. And I'm the man here in the FWA. There ain't room for the both of us. You, pal, need to retire. You're old. Sod off. I'm the new Wonder Kid. You ain't to me. The end. See you, Danny. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rockstar Spud.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a tag team grudge match set for one fall. Introducing first.
Already irate with RJ Singh, as you might imagine, after that heinous act he was involved in assaulting El Ligero and Bubblegum earlier. I got an update a couple of minutes ago in my headset. Bubblegum with severe abdominal injuries at the hands of Dave Moralez, and RJ Singh was an accessory to that assault.
Well, we call the show FWA Battle Lines. Let's just say that tonight Bubblegum was a casualty of war.
Oh, hang on a minute. Introducing his tag team partner.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we know what time it is. It's time to get halfway there, to live on a prayer. It's the rock star himself. The shades are here, the security guard is here. Listen, Wolverhampton!
Can we not go a single show without this preposterous attempt at singing?
Somebody used to work on the docks. Even if been on strike, he's down on his luck, it's tough. Sunshine!
than normal. That was horrible. Rockstar Spud. I use the word rockstar very, very loosely based on that performance. It's here.
And so is that quite striking security guard. Look at that! Oh. She wasn't here in the last show, and that groupie right there, I think he's at the same one. I can't really tell, I've got the shades on. Is that the same groupie? Trying to accost Spud at British Uproar, she's being dragged out.
I think that may have been. It looks like Spud somehow has a stalker. The world is a very weird place. But you're right, she was able to get fully attached to Spud, let's say, at British Uproar when Spud's security guard, that rather beefy woman, was over in Australia, as I understand it, winning a bodybuilding competition. Now we've got one of these obnoxious guitarists over by us. This is just...
I was living out my childhood fantasy there, Dave. Oh, that was great. Oh, just 1 minute. I am now removing the shades.
And now, introducing their opponents. From Kingston Town, Jamaica, winning tonight at 13 stone, this is Derice Coffie!
Derice Coffie! All the way from Kingston, Jamaica. And a lot of history for this man with both of his opponents tonight. It was Rockstar Spud, who not only beat him last month at British Uproar, but smashed his lucky egg. And of course RJ Singh, well, RJ Singh assaulting El Ligero, not for the first time, in fact back at Hotwire in November. After a match between Ligero and Coffie, Coffie tried to save Ligero and took a beating for his efforts, so Coffie with scores to settle against both Singh and Spud tonight in the Wolverhampton Civic Hall.
Dave Bradshaw, you're not quite getting it right when you're referring to the Rockstar Spud. From that day forward, you need to refer to the Rockstar Spud as the new Wonder Kid. The Rockstar Spud. He's the new Wonder Kid of British wrestling.
But they've jumped him. They've jumped Coffie. Now here comes Jonny Storm. Storm is charging to the ring. And not surprisingly, Spud cowers away. Singh trying to stay in and hang in there with Storm, but Storm is taking a fight to Singh. Went for a Rana, didn't get it, but Singh bounces out of the ring anyway. And now Spud attacks the real Wonder Kid from behind.
He's not a real Wonder Kid. The rivalry, one of the greatest rivalries in the FWA, the Rockstar versus that old man Jonny Storm, has been rekindled here at Battle Lines.
Coffie! Coffie takes out the entourage!
And they're all downright biased. Singh, Darren, the director, they're in a heap.
Even Spud's guitarist finding it funny, they're not finding that funny. Their man just got knocked to the outside. Here comes Storm. Storm over the top. Oh my, Storm lands onto the guitarist. It's chaos.
It's like I'm in a Bollywood mosh pit here, Dave.
How many cornermen does Singh and Spud need for starters? Well, there must be 10 people out here.
I'm not really sure what's going on here. I don't particularly want to get involved in all these shenanigans that are happening here, Dave. But it appears to me that RJ Singh has come out of this the worse for wear. Derice Coffie has the advantage in the ring, and what's happening? Oh, the Rockstar has taken out the former Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm. I prefer to refer to him as the Wonder Quid. The Wonder Quid, Dave. It's always average book. It's the Wonder Kid versus the Wonder Quid.
As wonderfully inventive as that nickname is, there's other things going on here as well. The bell has rung, the match has started. Referee has now sent all of the entourage and the rock band backstage, except for it looks like that lone female security guard and that obnoxious director character who likes to announce the arrival of Singh. So
are you casting aspersions upon my description of Johnny Storm? Listen, it's not me you should be talking to, it's the Rockstar Spud. The Rockstar Spud did an interview where he said that Johnny Storm is old, he's washed up, he's past it. And basically all Johnny Storm is good for is selling his Rey Mysterio masks or whatever it is that he does, and a picture of himself, you know, on all the holiday camp shows. These are Spud's words, not mine. Johnny Storm is bottom barrel as British wrestling is concerned, whereas the Rockstar is a new wonder kid. He's the future legend of British wrestling. He's the baby Jesus of British wrestling. And what a team he is forming tonight with RJ Singh.
Look, if you're
Singh and the Singer.
If you're going to insult the man, at least have the balls to do it under your own name. I know Spud said that, but you're saying that because you agree with him. Am I right?
That's what the world's #1 wrestling journalist has to accurately chronicle and report on the news, and that was news. And I've just and accurately chronicled it.
So you're telling me that you agree that a man who's a 14-year veteran in this business, one of the most accomplished, the most recognisable figures in British wrestling, is a has-been?
Yeah, I think it's time for the pipe and slippers as far as Johnny Storm's concerned. Early retirement. You know, Gordon Brown may have stolen everyone's pension, but at least from all those foam hounds he stole, he's probably got a bit of a stash put away for a nest egg, you know what I mean?
Disrespect with which you treat people sometimes, it's just...
It's what the Rockstar Spud said, not me. I've got to make that clear.
The Rockstar Spud came in here and pretty much strangled a cat with that rendition of Bon Jovi. Doesn't mean you have to get up there and do the same thing. Follow in with everything.
Excuse me, I'm just basking in the greatness of these two, possibly the two most talented athletes in the FWA today. The Bollywood Dream and the Rockstar teaming up. The Bollywood Dream team, the Bolly Rockers.
Oh, for a team that's working in perfect harmony, that was a fairly aggressive tag from Singh. How'd you answer that, Mr. Lambert?
They were struggling for a name, I've given them several. How about Bon Jovi? That's a good one.
You're ignoring my question.
What was the question?
The question was, what's with the aggressive tag? What's with the unpleasant, aggressive exchange of words between Singh and Spud?
You've got to be aggressive to win in the FWA. This is what I keep telling you. The Rockstar and the Bollywood Dream are winners.
Now look.
There may be a little bit of healthy rivalry going on. I mean, they're both after the Flyweight title. They're both in that round-robin tournament. You know, at one stage, well, they're going to have to wrestle each other at some point. So maybe, you know, it's a bit of
according to
healthy competition.
According to the information I have, those two are going to be the next two to square off in a Flyweight title match. Maybe in Greg Lambert, Cloud Cuckoo Land, these two are a well-oiled team in perfect harmony with each other, but the fact is, and you know it, RJ Singh didn't need to agree to this match. He's agreed to this so he can get an up-close and personal view of his next opponent. If we've learned anything about this devious character tonight already, it's that he is a thinking man. He will do whatever it takes to gain an advantage, and that's what I'm doing by teaming with Spud.
And I applaud that. I will actually applaud it. There you go, I'm applauding. I applaud that sentiment from RJ Singh, but don't think for 1 minute that the Rockstar Spud hasn't thought of the same thing. You know, if Singh is scouting Spud, then Spud will be scouting Singh, but at the same time, when there's money to be made by winning a match, they know the value of making sure they're on the same page. At least for tonight.
Well, it seems to be a game of one-upmanship between the two, and it's not going to help Spud score any points in that contest because he just missed a big leg drop on Coffie. This could be Coffee's chance to make the tag.
He's going to tag in the Wonder Quid. And there it is!
In comes Storm. Spud gets out of there. Singh is in. Top rope spinning heel kick from the Wonder Kid. Storm takes down Singh. Storm up high and a second rope moonsault. And Spud breaks up the pin. Much in the same way that Singh has been tormenting El Ligero since last August, the same is true of Spud, with Johnny Storm costing him his place in both the flyweight and heavyweight title tournaments.
And that was the perfect storm from Johnny Storm. The arm drang off the top. He's still got enough left in the tank, even though he's nearing retirement age.
Got both Singh and Spud there. And 2.5.
I'll tell you why Spud's the wonder kid, because he came back from a serious shoulder injury when that man right there, Old Man River, Jonny Storm, dropped him on his head maliciously at Hotwired. Spud came back early. The wonder kid is washed up as a has-been because he lost the British at Raw. He's not going to get a world title shot for a year. That's the difference.
You know that wasn't malicious, another guy who, Jonny Storm, unlike I think Rockstar Spud, unlike RJ Singh, is not the kind of man who would try and end anyone's career. But he will try and end the match, and he could do it with the fantastic fall. Here comes Coffie with the cool runnings.
Is that a storm in a coffee cup, Dave?
Oh God, it gets worse. Comes Storm. Oh, Storm taken out by Spud.
There you go.
Coffie.
Taken out by the man who's going to be the first ever man to hold the flyweight title and be #1 contender at the same time, the Rockstar, the Wonder Kid. Now you're going to see teamwork at its best, Dave. Look at this.
Oh! Look, well, Singh hit Spud. He doesn't look too upset about it. Roll up, roll up.
Oh! And still Singh had enough to kick out.
I think that was deliberate from Singh.
I think you'll suffer the death of 1,000 cuts if RJ hears you say that.
Boot to the gut from Singh. And Singh sweet Bollywood dreams! From nowhere.
There you go. J-Ho!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners. The team of Rockstar Spud and RJ Singh.
Well, they may not have been quite the harmonious team that perhaps Greg Lambert, my broadcast partner, would have liked, but maybe Singh got what he wanted. He picked up the win, pinned Derice Coffie, and got to, well, punch Spud in the face, softening him up for their big flyweight title match. Spud got happy about it. Well, there's trouble in paradise here, all right. Spud gets hit. And Singh gets hit as well. Jonny Storm giving both of these two idiots what they deserve. Yeah, before British uproar, Singh was getting all the headlines. He was on radio and in newspapers. This time, it was Spud in his hometown who was getting all the media attention. I think some of the jealousy perhaps sprung from that, but whatever it sprung from, it has exploded here. Singh and Spud may have picked up the win, but well, there is some real bad blood between the Bollywood dream and the self-proclaimed baby Jesus of British wrestling as they prepare to collide in the flyweight title round robin.
And that will be a new day, Dave. When they have that match, like I said, tonight though, there was a slight miscalculation. It didn't go 100% to plan, but the Rockstar still won the match. Spud, here, have some water, have some water. They still won the match, Dave.
Even Spud's blanking you. He's busy having another war of words with RJ Singh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derice Coffie and the Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm.
Well, there is trouble in paradise between Storm and Singh. They'll face off next in the flyweight tournament. But in the ring, Jonny Storm and Derice Coffie, a veteran of the UK scene, and one of the guys who I think will carry the torch into the next decade for the FWA. So Spud and Singh victorious, but now it's time, Greg, for the one we've been waiting for. And this early in the life of the new FWA, it seems melodramatic to say this is a match coming up that could really define the future of British wrestling. That is exactly what this first ever defence of the World Heavyweight title could end up being.
That's what FWA Battle Lines is all about. A line was drawn at British Up Raw.
between Martin Stone on one side, Leroy Kincaide on the other. We're going to see what happens when this war escalates tonight in Wolverhampton.
Well, Leroy Kincaide stepped up at British Uproar. He became the man to challenge Martin Stone when Stone said British wrestling was nothing good for nothing except a stepping stone to the US. Leroy Kincaide is trying tonight to become the man all of these fans can believe in and become the world heavyweight champion.
FWA! 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 Stone with the cover! New champion! New champion!
No! My God, what's it going to take for one of these men to go down?
I thought the call of destiny was becoming ever fainter, but no, it screamed loud at the last minute. Loud and proud, Dave Bradshaw, for Andrew Simmons.
Tell you, if the commentary thing doesn't work out, you could be a TV evangelist. Destiny this, destiny that. Lariat! Oh! Ended up with Simmons ducked a shoulder block. It ended up being on referee Steve Linsky. Side suplex by Simmons. Linsky is...
I think Linsky's weathered the blow.
He's a big man,
He looks groggy.
Used to be a wrestler himself, been in the business over a quarter of a century.
Here comes the Boston Crab again, Dave. 4th time's the charm.
Linsky is out. The Boston Crab is applied again.
Linsky, turn around.
It's Simmons is cinching down hard.
Stone can't survive this. He can't survive it. He's been in that Boston Crab for almost a combined 2 minutes. Oh, he's tapped.
Stone's tapping.
The premonition, the destiny, the prophecy is fulfilled. But Linsky's not looking. Linsky, turn around.
Steve Linsky is, the referee is out. Well, the premonition came true. Stone tapped out to the Boston Crab, but the referee didn't see it. Well, where do you go now if you're Andrew Simmons? The premonition happened. It did come true, but the match is not over.
That was the premonition. He tapped out, but the referee didn't see it.
I'm not sure Simmons knows what to do. There is no plan B for Simmons.
And Stone is on his feet.
Look at this. Stone smirking at Simmons. Look where Simmons is standing. Oh my! A kick to the middle rope. That's what Simmons did to Stone. He did it to Storm as well.
And have you seen what Ricky Hype has done? He's brought a new referee out thinking it was going to help his man, and it's going to backfire on him.
Lariat by Stone. Oh! 2 count only. Dear God. And there is the roar of the British Lion, Martin Stone.
Andrew, get to your feet. This is everything. This is a higher power. This is destiny. This can't be happening.
Lariat again. This time, surely.
No.
Oh God.
Not this man.
Oh, it's a crossface.
Not Mind Stone.
Simmons kicked out.
Please don't tap.
Simmons kicked out.
Andrew, you are the standard bearer. You are the ambassador. You are the world heavyweight champion. Please don't tap to Mind Stone. Please don't tap to the governor. No!
Look at the
fights in Andrew.
Look at the neck being wrenched backwards. The neck is being wrenched. Simmons tries to get to the ropes. Stone rolls through. Simmons has tapped. Simmons has tapped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the winner of the tournament, and undisputed FWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Governor, Martin Stone!
8 years after it inspired him to become a professional wrestler, the Governor, Martin Stone, has returned to the FWA and become its first ever heavyweight champion of the world. My God, what a story! What a moment to be a wrestling fan right here in the Broxbourne Civic Hall. They are on their feet. The fans are on their feet. The entire FWA roster is on the stage.
and we have a man, Martin Stone, who will lead us to a new golden era in British wrestling.
2 years ago, I was in this same position. I beat Doug Williams to qualify for a tournament. And I went all the way to the finals, and I became the first ever RQW British Heavyweight Champion. You know, tonight I stand before you as your FWA UK, or also I should say World Heavyweight Champion. And you know, the same thing, all the guys come out, and you know, man, I say to myself, you know, it's just, what's changed? Like, so much has happened since then. So much has happened, but at the end of the day, absolutely nothing has changed. You look at all the people that have made a name for themselves. People like Paul Birchall, Katie Lee Birchall, as all you mugs know as Nikita, they used the FWA to go across the pond and go and make some money and not have to perform for you sacks of shit. So, I am going to do what should have been done with the FWA. I am going to rape, plunder, pillage, everything I can to get everything for me. And yous lot can stand there looking at me with your mouths open wide. I've marked all your cards. Anyone who wants to step up, because I know right now you're all thinking that this is British wrestling, you know, we worked so hard for this, teamwork and all that backstage. Who's going to come and step up and take what is rightfully mine?
Leroy Kincaide, I can't believe what we're seeing here. Martin Stone just unleashing a torrent of abuse. Kincaide is getting in the ring. The bell rings. Stone is leaving. Stone grabs the belt and leaves. Well, Flash Barker and Martin Stone facing off. This is, I don't know what to say.
Do you know something, Dave Bradshaw? At times like this that Greg the Truth Lambert might say, I told you so. I told you all along what kind of man Martin Stone was. I know from past experience, I knew the guy was a phony. I knew the hard work mantra was all a front. I knew this man was not a standard bearer for British wrestling. I knew that he was not a worthy world heavyweight champion, but even I, Dave, would not expect that he would stoop to this.
Leroy Kincaide has come to fight, and Martin Stone, he's backing off. You know, we thought we crowned a champion who would lead the FWA into a new golden era, but instead Martin Stone's declared war on British wrestling and everyone in it. Good God, what just happened?
I'm not surprised, and I'm not happy. I'm not happy, Dave. Nobody who loves British wrestling. You know, maybe I've done some things that other people find questionable, but there's one thing that nobody questioned, that I love British wrestling, and you love British wrestling. All those people on the stage love British wrestling. I can't believe Martin Stone's just done that to all of us and all everybody. Can't believe it.
As we say goodnight from Broxbourne, our first ever world champion just spat in the face of everyone whose blood, sweat and tears ever helped build this country's wrestling industry. And by God, Leroy Kincaide's not going to stand for it. The battle lines have been drawn, war has been declared, and a fight for the soul of British wrestling is on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final match of the evening. This is the second half of our double main event. This is for the FWA Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing the participants.
has come over the Wolverhampton Civic Hall and was lost for words as Leroy Kincaide made his way to the ring. Purely because, Greg Lambert, so much is riding on this match. Martin Stone has put his cards on the table. He has said he is a man who thinks British wrestling is full of no hope. Its only use is as a stepping stone for men like him to make it to America, to the so-called big leagues. Leroy Kincaide is here to defend the honour of British wrestling, and if he can't get it done, if he can't beat Martin Stone, then God help this industry in the generations to come.
I'll tell you something, Dave. The whole atmosphere in the Wolverhampton Civic Hall.
Martin Stone with a slap to the face of Greg Lambert. I thought I'd say this, though. That's something I didn't want to see. Martin Stone is so disrespectful to everyone in this industry. Popular, unpopular, it doesn't matter. Martin Stone hates everyone equally. What a piece of work! What kind of ambassador? What kind of man do we have holding our World Heavyweight title?
As I was saying, the atmosphere in the Wolverhampton Civic Hall has just gone up a notch. I have chills down my spine. This is big, Dave Bradshaw. This is a big
The following is a singles match set for one fall, and it is for your FWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. He hails from Maidstone, Kent, weighs in tonight at 15 stone. This is Leroy Kincaide. And in the opposing corner, his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, from East London, weighing tonight also at 15 stone. This is your current reigning and defending FWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Governor, Martin Stone!
There is no doubt whatsoever who every single person in this building is behind here. Martin Stone, in saying the things he said at British Uproar, has touched a nerve. He may have woken a sleeping giant. British wrestling can prove him wrong if Leroy Kincaide can snatch that world title belt from him at the first time of asking. You've gone very quiet, Greg.
I'm thinking, Bradshaw, I'm thinking.
Referee Chris Roberts from South Wales shows both men the championship they are fighting for. Leroy Kincaide from Maidstone in Kent, Martin Stone from East London for the heavyweight championship of the world. As much as we've talked about the big picture here, these two competing views of what British wrestling is or what British wrestling can be, let's not forget the personal element. These two, they've kind of had parallel careers. Both started out their careers in the early part of the last decade in the FWA as bodyguards to then British heavyweight champion Alex Shane. And even back then, what, 5-6 years ago, these two never liked each other, even when they were colleagues.
That's absolutely true. I was there the first day they came to work with Alex Shane, when Alex Shane was the FWA champion, 2004. And they never got on at all. There was just so much
rivalry between them. They both wanted the same things. They both wanted the same piece of the pie. They both wanted to get to the top of British wrestling. I'm just thinking about Martin Stone slapping me across the face. I'm thinking about Martin Stone was probably stood backstage waiting to come out this evening. He heard the video of what happened at British Uproar. You know, when he declared war on British wrestling, he probably heard the comments that I had to make. So perhaps it's understandable that Martin Stone is angry with me.
I don't think it's understandable. I think it's the first sensible thing you said in 6 months of working with you.
You know, I've had time to think about it, Dave, and you know, sometimes when a guy comes out here and slaps you in the face in front of hundreds of people, you know, it may make you see sense. I mean, possibly Martin Stone has slapped some sense into me. Maybe I've been thinking about this for quite a while, but you know, the one thing I always used to say about Martin Stone was that Martin Stone was a phony. Martin Stone, the hard work mantra was all a front. But I will say one thing about Martin Stone, is at least at British Uproar he got on that microphone, and one thing Greg Lambert can respect is the truth, and Martin Stone told the truth as he sees it, and I have kind of respect for that.
So sorry, hang on. This is a guy you hated your entire career. He comes out here tonight, slaps you across the face, and now you change your tune and say you respect him. What? What is there to respect about this? I was going to say champion. I want to call him a champion.
Martin Stone talks about using British wrestling, I guess, you know, of trying to, you know, go to America to use British wrestling as a place to, you know, make a reputation as the world heavyweight champion, to own his skills, and then go to America and make some real money. And do you know something? There's no getting away from it, Dave. He's right. I mean, that is where the money is. The money is across the pond.
Well, he's getting away from Leroy Kincaide right now. I don't know if you saw that. He cowered away from the challenger. Rolling to the outside, doesn't want any piece of this man. You know, it's hard to pin too much of our hopes on Leroy Kincaide, but ultimately he's the best hope we have against this man. Stone, where's Stone going? He's going to the back. Kincaid's not going to allow him to get out of this title match as he got out of the last time Kincaide challenged him. Kincaide sends him straight back to ringside.
Well, this is Leroy Kincaid's moment. This is his time to shine. I mean, Leroy Kincaide, has he stepped up to this level? Is he World Championship material? Not only that, is he the man to lead British wrestling, to lead them against the likes of Martin Stone, who have that ideology that I described before? Leroy Kincaide, is he the man, or is he similar? Is he a bird of a feather? I mean, we all know that Leroy Kincaide has his rap music career. We know he does model work. You know, is he just like Martin Stone? They started out together in the same role. Are they similar? Is he also using British wrestling for a career elsewhere?
Before you even take that line of thought any further, hang on, there's a pin by Stone, only gets two. Before you take that any further, let me stop you. Martin, there is a big difference between Martin Stone and Leroy Kincaide. With Leroy Kincaide, what you see is what you get. Kincaide is a nice guy backstage. He is exactly the same behind the cameras as in front of them, whereas Stone spent the past few years fooling everyone, including me, pretending he was all friends with the fans, slapping hands, kissing babies, and then it turns out he is a backstabbing, good-for-nothing idiot, a swine, a disgrace to the championship belt that he is holding.
I just wonder, I mean, Leroy Kincaide won that last Chance Saloon match. He defeated Jonny Storm and Bubblegum. Tripping over my words because I'm trying to think as I'm going along. He defeated those two guys, and that was impressive. He impressed me, and then he stepped forward and he acted like a man. He stepped up for what he believed in at the end of British Uproar. But I just wonder if he actually takes this seriously enough, or are his extracurricular activities more important to him? Now, if tonight he can raise his game and defeat Martin Stone and become world champion, then he will prove what I'm saying wrong. I doubt that he has that extra bit that will make that happen.
Stone certainly in control at the moment of that shoulder block, taking Kincaide down. Now there's a choke on Kincaide.
I mean, we know what Martin Stone can do. I know what Martin Stone can do. I've just felt it across my jaw. And Doug Williams knows what Martin Stone can do. He beat Doug Williams, another man who went and made it in America, another man who used British wrestling. And he defeated Andy Simmons. He made Andy Simmons tap out. He beat Johnny Moss, for crying out loud. We know what this guy can do.
You know, that's It's one of the saddest things about people like Martin Stone who are so two-faced just to get their own way, to advance their own careers, is that it's making people cynics. It's exactly like you are now. Because Martin Stone has spent his whole career lying to the fans.
Hang on a minute, don't call me silly. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Cynic. You're a cynic, and I'll tell you why.
Don't call me a cynic either.
Because Martin
Somebody
Stone...
deal with his headset. I'm struggling to hear in here.
You're getting old. But Martin Stone, he's so two-faced, now no one's going to trust anyone if people like this are allowed to rule the world. Leroy Kincaide is, as far as we know, a perfectly genuine guy who, without any kind of hidden agenda, like Martin Stone has stepped up and tried to defend the honour of the business he loves. There is not a hidden agenda behind every human being on this planet. And it's a damn crying shame that Martin Stone is convincing people otherwise.
Well, we shall see, won't we, Dave?
We will.
We shall see who's right. And I'm not saying that I'm on anybody's side with this. I'm just saying that I have had time to think. I have had time to revise my opinion. And I think that there is... I can understand Martin Stone's point of view. There is some merit in it.
There's no merit in that. I mean, granted, the only thing in his favour, I guess, is he's now shown his true colours, but to be honest, I wish he'd kept them secret because his true face is much more hideous than the artificial one he's been wearing for so many years.
I mean, you have this great belief that the British wrestling scene can go on to great heights and stand alone on its own 2 feet. Wait a minute, here's a cover. Oh, Stone's going to beat Kincaide right there. But I mean, you look at some of the guys tonight, some of your heroes that are expected to, be the foundations of this great resurrection in British wrestling. I mean, Bubblegum, Dave Moralez destroyed him. Darren Burridge, the Kartel, Rees, Redman and Moralez destroyed them. Jonny Storm, beaten by RJ Singh and Spud. And now look at Leroy Kincaide. Look at Leroy Kincaide. This is what I'm saying. Can he sacrifice? Can he step up? He's not doing it so far, is he?
No, if you think a single slap around the face from one of our wrestlers is all you're going to get, if you're going to be that disrespectful to the guys in the back, you've got another thing coming, because I will tell you this, any other human being with eyes who has seen what we've seen in Wolverhampton tonight will tell you British wrestling is not dead, it is alive and well, as you have seen showcased in the best possible way tonight.
I'm just telling it how it is.
You're not telling it how it is.
Just playing, like I said, devil's advocate here.
Shoulder block from Kincaide. Come on, Leroy. Leroy went for the spinning kick. He didn't get quite all of it, but Stone was
caught his shoulder, I think.
He was groggy anyway, and we went down, maybe slightly assisted by Kincaide. Got a 2 count there, did the challenger. We'll never know, until someone tells us what their real motivation is. Whether, say, Kincaide is fooling us as Stone has all these years. But
look, you've just got to look at the evidence. Sometimes you've got to face facts. And I mean, Burchill, Katie Lee Burchill, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Wade Barrett, Doug Williams, all these guys, Desmond Wolfe, they've gone across to make a success, to make some real money. They had to go to America.
Samoa drop by Stone, gets a cover. Will he get free? No, he won't, because Kincaide is still alive.
Martin Stone's maybe he's a realist. Maybe it's you, Dave Bradshaw. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I've got my head buried in the sand here. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I'm just saying, if you're going to go through your entire life, not just you, but anyone else who's going to follow this world view of Martin Stone, if you're going to go through that with so little faith about human beings by saying Leroy Kincaide must be in it for himself, he must have a hidden agenda, then you're going to lead a very sad life. Sometimes you have to believe, and I, for one, believe in Leroy Kincaide.
Well, that was an extremely believable fall-away slam there by Leroy.
Now, Stone better believe that as well. He just dropped down hard. Kincaide goes to the ropes and drops the elbow across the jaw of the champion. I hope he broke it.
Well, as I said earlier, this is Kincaide's moment. It's now or never for Leroy. You want to take British wrestling on your shoulders? You want to carry all the people who think that British wrestling can stand on its own feet? This is your chance then, Leroy.
Leroy Kincaide
Prove them right.
is lining up Martin Stone, and Stone could be seconds away from Dynamite. Look at the spear. The title reign could have died right there. It didn't. Stone had it scouted. Sidestepped out of the way, and Kincaide, I think, may have hit his head on the corner of the ring.
Well, he didn't exactly seize the moment, did he?
The moment has not passed, not yet.
Martin Stone knows the importance of a win tonight. I bet some of the scouts from some of the top companies in the United States are going to be tuning in and watching Battle Lines. He remains World Heavyweight Champion with a big win here tonight, then it's just going to be one step further to him getting everything he wants for himself.
Maybe not. Yeah, he went for that Samoan drop. Kincaide countered. Now Stone, we've seen this before. DDT.
Textbook DDT, beautifully executed.
I can't believe you're becoming a cheerleader for this guy. Death Valley driver. Stone, cover. Will he keep the belt right here? Will he? No. Kincaide.
Oh, we saw this. We saw this in uproar, Dave.
This is how Stone won the title in the first place. He made Andrew Simmons tap. Can he make Leroy Kincaide tap tonight in Wolverhampton?
Leroy Kincaide is nothing but a career path for Martin Stone. He is trying to better himself. And do you know something? There's nothing wrong with trying to better yourself when there are bigger things afoot.
Hold on, Leroy. Do not give this up. Kincaide is inching, painfully slowly, but he's getting there, and he's there. Kincaide gets the bottom rope, and Kincaide survives, for now at least. This is your moment, Leroy. Find that extra something, get up and take the fight to the champion.
The crowd here in the Wolverhampton Civic Hall at Battle Lines, they're definitely behind Leroy Kincaide. Maybe the vast majority of them believe that British wrestling can be something special once again.
A Stone with a closed fist gets a yellow card, and the first we've seen tonight is a lariat from Stone. Wait, oh, Kincaide is up, Kincaide has powered up, Stone hasn't seen him, spear, pin him, Leroy. Kill this cancer before it has a chance to spread. Come on. Stone is out.
Listen to these people, Dave. They believe.
These people are saying in one voice who they have elected as their leader. It's Kincaide, and can he become the champion here?
Well, you clearly believe, the people believe. All I'm saying, I'm not 100% certain that I do. Can Leroy Kincaide make a believer out of me?
Kincaide is up. He didn't have the energy in him to pin Martin Stone, but you got to think he'll find it if he can. What? That's Iestyn Rees. Why is Iestyn Rees here? Kincaide jumps, lands hard on top of Rees. Why is Rees out here?
Kincaide took too long on that second spear, and now Iestyn Rees is here, and Moralez, and Redman.
Referee tried to let it go when it was just Rees, but now what's going on is Redman, Moralez, Rees, and Stone. A 4-on-1 assault. Why are they here?
Winner of the match, as a result of disqualification, Leroy Kincaide.
Kincaide wins the match, but he doesn't win the title. The moment has passed, Dave. The moment has passed. Leroy Kincaide did not prove anything.
Leroy Kincaide did not let go of this opportunity. It was snatched from his grasp by Iestyn Rees, Joel Redman, and Dave Moralez. But why?
That's what happens with British wrestling, Dave. False dawns. We had a false dawn. And like I said, bigger things are afoot.
No. You're not telling me Martin Stone is the leader of this faction. Don't tell me it's Stone. The Kartel are out here. It's Samuels and Frazier.
trying their best, but they're outnumbered. They've already taken a beating tonight as well. This is what I've been talking about, Dave. This is what I've been talking about. British wrestling, the defenders, the Kartel, Leroy, the likes of those guys. Once again, it's been the recurring theme this evening. They're on their backs. They're taking a beating at the hands.
Stone is almost
of the dominance. It's Stone.
He's almost foaming at the mouth. Look at
Moralez, Rees.
This is. Oh, here comes. There's Retro Pop. There's Ben Rage. There's Sassoon as well.
Reigns in there.
Here comes Coffie and Stixx. Ligero, Jonny Storm. It's chaos here. The entire FWA roster is emptying out to take on these. But it has unravelled. It has come unglued in Wolverhampton Civic Hall. And this is getting out of hand. You know, I said earlier, Rees, Moralez and Redman were a dominating enough force on their own without a leader. They look like they found one. Don't tell me their leader is Martin Stone.
I think we're about to find out, Dave. Stone's got a mic.
A smirk on his face.
The uproar. I gave you lot my reasons for wanting to use Britain and Britain's wrestling industry to get what I want, which is that big stepping stone across the seas, to go and make some money, to go and make a name for myself, because there is nothing worth working for in this shithole. And you know, everybody in the locker room looked at me as if to say, that's not true. We've worked so hard to get everything we've wanted. We've worked our asses off, driven up and down the country. But for what? And you know, that seed was planted. And 3 other people share my views and my opinions on what this place should be used for. And that's stardom elsewhere. The 4 of us have an agenda. And tonight, FWA, you drew the battle lines. But this is a war you cannot win.
So what do you think to that then, Bradshaw? What do you think to that?
Well, it was bad enough when it was Martin Stone, our world champion, who had so little respect for British wrestling, but now he's got Redman, Moralez and Rees as well. I mean, you talk about an escalating crisis here. You've got 2 competing visions for British wrestling have collided head on. The casualties are already mounted.
Martin Stone, Joel Redman, Iestyn Rees and Dave Moralez. You heard it from the World Heavyweight Champion's mouth. They have an agenda. And there is something going on here, Dave. There is something going on.
Well, this is no ordinary feud. Tonight in Wolverhampton, British wrestling has broken out into full-scale war.